Anime titties, yeah!
Yeah, boy!
That's classic. Hello and welcome to another episode of Trash Taste. I am your host for today, Gant. Joining me once again are the boys. How are you feeling, guys? You look dead right now, Connor.
Yeah, I woke up at 3 a.m. today, so I'm a little tired.
That sounds like a you problem.
We'll see.
Sounds like a problem that you brought upon yourself.
So this episode, I'm gonna be Joey. I'm gonna be the adjudicator to the argument.
Oh, okay. So I have to be you, which means I just have to spew shit for the next 2 hours, right?
Just shout and don't listen to what God says.
But how am I going to
You know the thing that you like? I hate it.
But how am I going to form an argument with Joey?
Family? Not good. No, bit C tier.
If I start a conversation with Joey, it would just be like, Joey, you know what? And Joey would just complete the sentence for me. I was like, yeah, I agree. No, I totally agree. Yeah.
I had really spicy food as well, and it was the kind of spicy food that's a little.
Gives you spicy pee.
I
still don't know what the fuck this spicy pee is.
This is the thing. Okay?
I experienced it first time after the charity live stream when I had that ghost pepper.
When you have something that is of
My dick hurt.
just astronomical spiciness. Yeah. For some people, don't know why, you can't say this out loud a lot because it makes you sound like you have an STD. But you're like, all right, I got spicy pee. My pee stings when I pee, and just sometimes.
But it's only the first pee.
Yeah, it's only the first pee.
Every subsequent pee is normal.
Immediately after eating it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. Any pee
experts,
spice experts want to explain what the
Bear
fuck's happening.
Grills, you wanna I wonder
Bear Grylls?
if it tastes different.
Why Bear Grylls?
What if he drank spicy pee? Would it actually be spicy?
That's you're like, oh, that's the real question.
That's got a kick to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never experienced spicy pee in my life.
Yeah, that's because you're Thai.
Are you sure you don't have kidney issues? That sounds like a painful thing.
No, I'm fine.
I mean, of course it's painful, but what isn't?
A lot of things.
Getting deep.
Existence. No, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Spicy food. I don't really understand how it works. It just does the thing.
Yeah. Spicy food weird, but guess you know what I found weird recently? Now that the country's opening back up and we've complained for so long.
Opening back up.
Opening back up.
By the time this episode's out, it
should be kind of completely open, where you don't even need to go on one of the North Korean tour guides. You don't need a COVID test, and you can just come. I'm not sure if it'll be open for tourists by the time this comes up, but right now, more people that we know are coming into the country.
Yeah.
Recently, we've obviously had the Safety Third crew come on, as you know, we've had a few of their members on our podcast. Kevin's finally going to be able to come back as well.
Yeah, but he arrives 2 days before we all have to leave.
Exactly. and I saw a few more people on Twitter that said, oh, finally, just landed in Japan or coming to Japan soon. I'm like, this is so fucking weird. We've complained about this so long, and now people are actually coming in, and now I'm just like, damn, I don't really have the time to show people around anymore.
I realized I offered too many people that I was showing around. I'm like, of course I'll show you around, man. Come on. And then they get here and I'm like, actually, Gon is making me record this Trash Taste thing, and I can't hang out.
Why is Gon the instigator?
It's Gon's fault. He's the leader.
But
man's throwing you under the bus.
bro.
I've been blaming
Trash
Gon.
You
haven't been blaming Gon? I've been blaming Gon this whole time.
That's a 5-minute life.
I've just been blaming Trash Taste because I'm like, well, it's like the boys, Gotta prioritize work. Sorry, guys,
It's our fault.
That's the great thing about Trash Taste, because if it was just your own channel, then it's on you. You choose your own schedule. But Trash Taste, we got a team. I don't want to let the boys down, And they're like, why don't you invite the rest of the boys? I'm like, they're busy as well. Yeah, I don't want to ask them.
Push back the shooting,
Yeah, but took the Safety Third people out last weekend, and do you know what I realized? After people have started coming in, where you're not gonna experience this, Joey, because you already can speak Japanese, but because people are starting to come in, everyone assumes that you're Nihongo Josie now because you've lived here.
No, but I mean, you speak a little bit.
That sounds like a you problem.
I was doing a lot of speaking for, I can't remember who it was. I was doing a lot of asking a bunch of questions. When Emily first came here as well, I was talking a lot for her.
Yeah.
And on the first few days. And she was like, whoa, you're so good at this. I'm like, no. No,
one thing.
I'm guessing, because I'm having conversations, but obviously, any conversation at all when you don't speak the language seems like nuts.
Yeah.
But when you're, when you're with someone who understands it, you're like, bro, why are you talking like a 2-year-old?
Well, so what you're telling me is that it was the first time you actually felt like you had to be the token translator.
Yeah, because it was
first time.
It was the first time.
I still need you for the menus that are handwritten kanji.
Yeah, but like the problem is, Joey, I'm nowhere near even close to your level. But people are assuming that I am your level. So
That's hilarious.
people like I hang out with them. Obviously, like first thing you do, you go to the taxi, you tell them where to go, and people are like, "Yo, what the fuck? Your Japanese is so good." And I'm like, I literally just said, "Please stop here, sir."
I just said cease.
I literally just said, "Hey, here is okay. Please stop here, taxi."
Yeah.
And then they get like a lot of people ask me, "Oh, how'd you say this in Japanese? How'd you say that in Japanese?" And like some of the things I do know, but I know for a fact that there is like a Japanese way to say it, and I'm doing like the most brute force direct translation I can think of with my like baby Japanese.
Yeah, do you know what it is though that I have found? It's not about like whether you have like an extensive vocab or anything like that. I feel like confidence.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Goes such a long way.
No,
because like if you confidently, without like even a shadow of a doubt, walk up to a Japanese person and just start speaking in the most broken ass Japanese ever, like me hungry food, like. But if you say it with absolute confidence, like a game face, and people see that, they're just like, damn, Nihongo Jozu, this motherfucker. Shit.
I had that happen.
Yeah,
that was not good.
But it's bad, right? Because like, sure, it might look cool to your foreigner friends who don't know a word of Japanese, but then that Japanese person will probably also feel the same way and being like, oh damn, this guy's good at Japanese. I'm just going to start speaking at a normal pace. And then the moment they reciprocate to that, you're just like,
I'm like, fuck. Like, because living in Japan, you have certain scripts for certain places where you've heard it a million times
it's
before.
It's like playing a visual novel. I wouldn't know how that feels, but I imagine it's like you play like a million times, you know all the dialogue options and the routes that they go down.
Exactly. That's kind of like learning languages in general. That's
it's just picking up patterns.
Yeah, you pick up patterns, and if something goes out of that pattern, then you're kind of like a deer in headlights. Because here's the thing, right? Normally, when you're by yourself, sometimes you're just not in the mood to go challenge yourself, to go out of your comfort zone or something. But when you're showing people around Japan, you got that pressure on.
Oh, of course.
Because I look around, I'm like, surely there's someone more Nihongo Jozu than me. No shit. I'm the Nihongo Jozu guy here. Fuck, it's me that's got to sort everything out. Okay.
I think it's also worse when you're the one who like reluctantly is like, yeah, I'll show you guys around. Right? And so you're already exuding that like confidence.
Exactly.
And then when you're actually in the spot, you're like, fuck, I have to show them around. I don't know what to do.
So one thing, they were all looking for a place to eat. So it was like,
where did you take them?
I took them to an all-you-can-eat yakiniku place.
Okay.
Always a good choice.
Yeah, because what I've realized, I asked Maylin where I should take them, and she gave me a bunch of like recommendations.
Michelin star places.
And I was just like, I don't think this would be suitable for a group of like 12.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything becomes like 500 times harder when you have more than 6 people in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, easily, yeah.
You
either have to go to an all-you-can-eat place or an izakaya.
Yeah.
There's like no other choice.
Yeah, and I was just like, life hack, you're showing someone around Japan, they've never been to Japan before, if they've been here once, go to an all-you-can-eat place and that will impress them.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Well, we took them all to
the Nabe place.
Nabe Japanese hot pot, all you can eat. And it's like, it's insane.
I've never even been there before.
Have you not?
Yeah. No.
Bro, it's so good. There's like a billion of them in Shinjuku.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Dude, it's nuts. It's like $40. No, it's not even $40. 4,000 yen, so like 30 something bucks.
Yeah.
And then you get all you can eat, as much food as you want, and then all you can drink for 2 hours. It's like $8 or something, or like $10.
Like
it's insane.
$10,
It's actually just like, what are we doing? Like,
no, exactly. What
are we doing?
How are these places making money?
That's because they don't know. That's because they don't. They're not used to foreigners. I think because the big thing.
Doom music. Starts playing
exactly.
When they
because
walk
the
in.
big thing I've noticed, especially after taking more people out to all-you-can-eat places, is that when Japanese people hear all you can eat, it's all you want to eat. When you hear like an American, when you take
we change it to all you can eat.
Yeah. When you take an American or a British person or most people in the West to an all you can eat place, it is a challenge, right? It is not a all you want to eat or all you're comfortable to eat. It is how much can my stomach expand before how quickly can I bankrupt this place to make them feel like they made the biggest mistake of their life to make something called all you can eat.
That is true, actually. Like, I've been to enough buffets in Vegas now to know that, like, seeing Americans in a buffet is like, you think like the apocalypse is coming. Where they're just like, it's like, are you about to fast for 3 days? Like, why are you eating so much, bro? Like,
I don't even enjoy it. Like, I get to a point where I'm like full, and I'll just push like 30% beyond that.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, well, I may as well. And it's like, but no other situation would I ever order this much food.
No.
I would have cut it off like years ago.
Yeah.
Man.
So like we went to this all you can eat yakiniku place. And immediately we sit down, and I haven't like had this mindset in a while. But immediately they start asking me questions, right? Because they start asking me what the rules of the game are. You know, like okay, hypothetically, if we overorder by hypothetically speaking, if we overorder by 4 plates of food, will they charge us for it? And I'm like, I don't really know, because that's never really happens. But I mean, I'm sure we could play the foreigner card, and so they're like, great, that's all we need to know. They order like a shit ton of food, and like here's the thing. Normally, this all-you-can-eat yakiniku place, they have like, it's like real coals, right? So normally, this restaurant have placed enough coals in this barbecue to last you for about the 2 hours, right? Normally, it's like perfectly timed, so you have enough time to eat the food, and then by the time the 2 hour ends, the coals will be kind of died out, but that'll be fine, because you'll be like, oh, I'll take like one more plate or something like that.
Yeah.
Not with these guys. So we get to like an hour and a half in, and the waiter comes over and is just like, oh, last order's in about like 5-10 minutes. Would you like to order anything else? And
it's like, bet.
and like this, and there's like me with like, it was like me, Sydney, Liberty, who's our content producer. You know, there's like, you know, the more Japanese-centric table that have
common sense,
acclimated with the culture. And then there's the boys on the other side, the safety third boys. They hear the last orders coming in, and they're like, can we order like 10 more plates? And also, can we change the coals? And I think it wasn't ordering the 10 more plates. It was the request to change the coals.
That'll piss them off.
Right.
Because I don't think in the history of this establishment anyone's asked to change the coals 30 minutes before last orders are coming in. They're like, the waiter's like, what, you want me to change the coals? What I don't understand. Why do you want to change the coals? And so there's us, the Japanese residents on one side just being like, I'm so full. And then there's the American boys on the other side, 15 minutes in, and they're getting like 10 more plates of meat. I'm like, how are you doing this? What the fuck?
So did they even like put a dent in that, or
they fucking finished it? Like I said, it was a challenge. It wasn't like it was. They wanted to make a statement, right? They wanted to make a statement that this establishment was a fucking idiot, right?
They love breaking the system.
Yeah. They're like, if I'm not bankrupting this place, then I've done something wrong.
No wonder all-you-can-eat places don't fucking last in the US.
Yeah, I feel like that's a mindset thing that we get like born into. Like the first time I went to all you can eat in Japan, and all you can drink, I'm like, I gotta
go as hard as possible.
I'm taking the weights off, dude.
Yeah,
I'm going in.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Like, why do I immediately hear a reasonably priced buffet? And I'm like, instead of making this into a normal meal where I'm probably going to get my money's worth anyway, I'm just going to try and ruin myself. And ruin
it's
this
such
restaurant.
a weird psychology, isn't it? Because it's like, there's no pressure. It's not like you're losing money.
Yeah, I think also like a big thing is just when you're, obviously they're traveling around, when you're just in holiday mode, the rules are,
true.
You know, holiday mode, the rules are off, you know. You're not trying to look after yourself.
I'm sure it'll be the opposite if we went to the US.
Yo, actually, those buffets in Vegas look insane.
The buffets in Vegas
I've heard
are
they're
fucked.
nuts.
Yeah.
They're like gourmet buffets or something.
Yeah,
Only America. Only America would they want to bastardize food that much. They're like, let's do it.
Yeah. Like when we went to LA, I went to so many fucking all-you-can-eat Korean barbecues because that's the one fucking thing.
Good.
One fucking thing I miss about LA, which is the Korean barbecue there is amazing. And I, you know, luckily or unluckily, the rules are a bit more strict there because they have a bit more people who are, let's say, overorder. So they're like,
you'd have to have those rules.
Yeah. They're like, if you order like one plate over, we're gonna charge you.
I've noticed that actually. Not a lot of Japanese. I think I've been to like maybe one place where they like charge you if you don't finish your food that you order extra of. But like for the most part, yeah, I think Japanese people are more sensible in being like, I'll order what I can eat.
I think a lot of places will probably just like, if you have like one plate left over, they'll be like, all right, kind of a dick move. But all right.
But obviously, I'm just thinking of the situation that birthed that rule.
Yeah.
Like what person went to like an all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue and was just like, oh yeah, so you kind of just left like 40 kilograms of meat on our table, and you expect us to not charge you extra for this?
They're just like, go kill the cow. Just deal with it. Fucking
give me a whole cow.
I went to a yakiniku place with Chris in Saitama.
Yeah. Right.
And I remember, like, because normally, right, obviously it's yakiniku, right? There's coals and stuff, so there's a lot of smoke.
Yes.
Yeah. We go there at like 5 o'clock. It just opened, middle of nowhere in Saitama. Legit, middle of nowhere.
Right.
And we go in, and it's a pretty big restaurant for what I thought was a big restaurant for where it was. So we walk in, and the staff are immediately like, whoa. Foreign dudes. You could like that thing. Yeah. They're chill about it though. They're nice. But you could tell they were like, whoa. And there must have been like a new guy working there. He was really, really young. Like if you'd told me he was like 15, I'd be like, I believe it.
Right.
So we're starting to cook the food.
Yeah.
And I noticed that like the fan isn't on to like suck out all the smoke.
The smoke, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, should we ask him, Chris, to turn it on? It's like kind of a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
And the guy comes over and we're like, hey, could you turn the fan on? And he's like, yeah, of course. Just walks away. and then it starts to kind of build up.
Yeah.
And I suddenly look around the corner and there's just smoke everywhere in this building.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm like, when are they gonna come over and turn the fan on? I don't know how to turn the fan on. It was like a really old, antiquated fan. And then eventually they're like, oh, did you turn the fan off? We're like, no. They're like, why is it off? I'm like, it was never on. And I just felt so bad.
Wait, they tried to put the blame on you?
And they asked, did we turn it off? And we were like, no. They seemed like sus about it. And
they were like, never again. Foreigners, never again.
Yeah, right. These fucking foreigners can't be trusted.
We were just like
trying to hotbox the place.
They were literally just smoking out the place. And then it took them like fucking 20 minutes to realize. And I just felt really bad. And I was like, why did this happen? This is why foreigners aren't allowed here.
Was it like an old building or like an old restaurant?
Pretty old as well. But no, I mean, dude, I did that. I fucked up and did that thing, by the way, with the confidence Japanese thing. Got it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I feel like you need to though.
Oh yeah, dude. I did it the other day.
Oh, okay.
We'd just done like trash taste. I was tired, and we went to the place, like this izakaya with Safety Third people, and a bunch of other people, and they were like, "Oh, well, how many oysters is it on the picture?" And there's a picture, and it's like a bunch of oysters, it's like 6 of them in one plate, and it was like 600 yen. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think it's 600 yen for 6 oysters. That's pretty cheap, especially in this kind of restaurant. It was like a fancy place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll ask them. The woman comes over. I'm like, sumimasen on the oyster wa nangurai, which is how long?
Oh yeah.
How long are the oysters?
Yeah.
And she was like, what? But I was super confident about it, like confidence 100. And then she just told me.
And then she went.
She literally went like, what? And then went, hitotsu. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I got my answer. And I was like, did I fuck up that?
She was like 600 yen for one.
It was 600 yen for one.
she was like mental arithmetic in her head, being like,
yeah. And so I was like, guys, it's 600 yen for an oyster. And they're
like, oh, you're amazing.
I was like, guys.
Nihongo Jozu. Wow.
Right,
no, I would say like if there's been one big motivator for wanting to learn more Japanese now, it's now having people come in and being like, well, you got to be the Nihongo Jozu person now, because same thing happened to me actually. where we had this they were looking for a place to eat, beforehand, and it's hard to find a place for 12 people in Tokyo.
12?
Yeah, 12.
There's 12 of you?
Yeah, there was 12 of us.
Bro, I literally told a bunch of people, I was like, can we split this up? Like, this is not happening. Like, we're not getting it anywhere. We have 2.
Unless you don't book ahead of time.
Yeah,
no.
That's, you did 1 day advance.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's why I chose. I forgot the name of the place, but the yakiniku place I chose was a brand. It was a chain.
Tori?
No, it's not Tori. No. It's
there's only a few.
Not Jojoin.
Right? Not Jojoin. I forgot what it was, but I remember phoning up. I remember finding one of the branches, and I was phoning up and asking if they had space for 12. And they did. It was all good. I was like,
no way.
They
did?
Yeah, they did. They did. I was like, confidently, I can fucking do this. All of my years in Japan have built up to this moment. I can do this. I've booked tables before.
very satisfying.
Yeah, very satisfying booking tables. I kind of know the script and I kind of know how to go off script just in case. So I asked if they have space for 12. They go, great. I asked if we can split it into tables just in case because it's a big group, and they were like, "That's no problem at all." I asked for the time. I asked for 6:30, and they said they don't have a space for 6:30. Can you do space at 8:30? And I'm like, sure, that's okay. And then they said something that I didn't understand, and I was like, shit. I was like,
I hope that wasn't
fuck,
important.
Fuck, I was doing so well, and you know how when someone,
thus the game of Cluedo began,
and thus the Sherlock game begins, right? So here's what it's like being not exactly learning a language and knowing some words, but not knowing the entire context of what's being said. You recognize some words, and within that, you try to infer what they're trying to say. Now, normally this is much easier when you're in person because you got, body language, you got hand signals, you got more context clues. It's 10 times harder on the phone, right? Oh, yeah. Because you got nothing but just, your listening skills. And so what I heard was can I confirm? And she said which one, and then something. And I was like, shit. What is she trying to confirm with me? And I was just like, I remember browsing through their menu, and they had like different tiers for whichever menu you wanted this all you can eat to be.
Yeah.
So I was like, great, it must be that one. And I was like, can I have the menu that's the middle menu, please? And she was like, I heard a pause, and I was like, oh no. Oh no!
Did not answer correctly.
I was like, I have chosen the wrong dialogue option.
Incorrect.
I have chosen the wrong dialogue option. Shit. And she was like, no. And she tries, and then here's where if I'd chosen the right dialogue option, it's like great. Fucking great. Genius, Nihongo Jozu, hello.
Yeah.
I choose the wrong dialogue option. I've opened up another dialogue tree with even more complex dialogue options, and I've just gotten myself into a fucking mess.
You've opened up the explanation dialogue.
You went down the You found the Elden Ring boss far too early.
Basically, so she says, no. Just and then she starts going into even more complex,
like goes into detail.
Goes into detail about it, and I just I understand even less, and so my panic brain just goes, yes.
In English?
No, I go hi.
Oh, just hi.
Yeah, you should have started with the hi.
That's just like my default.
That's everyone's default.
That's my default dialogue option, and that works. I would say 80% of the time.
It works a shocking amount.
Yeah. This was one of the times where it didn't work. And she was like, goes off away for a minute. And I'm like, oh, fuck. What did I just say yes to? What did I just say yes to?
Like, would you like to buy shares in our company?
So you want to get a mortgage.
Yeah. And so she goes off for 5 minutes, and then she comes back, and she starts like spewing me the entire fucking gospel. She starts speaking to me like the entire Holy Bible, and then she ends, "Is that okay?" And I'm like,
"No."
Yes. and then she was just like, "Okay, so just to confirm, you just agree to all of these things. Can I put you down?" And I'm like, yes. and then she goes, and then I'm like, and then she goes, great. Hangs up the phone. The first thing I immediately do is hit up our intern, Kai, and just be like, Kai, can you phone up this place and just confirm that I actually made a fucking booking? And then I find out what she was trying to confirm with me was I thought by phoning this specific number that it would go straight to the restaurant.
Right.
But because it was a branch, she was trying to confirm which branch I was trying to book at. Which I've never been asked.
I've never heard that before.
I've never been asked that.
That's weird as fuck.
Yeah, I've never been asked that question before.
Did you phone up like the company or like
I don't know. I don't know. I just phoned up the...
Because normally if you go on Google Maps and you find the location and the number is specifically for the building.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Damn.
Stille messaging.
Yeah, that was. I was just
God's
like,
hitting up every member of Geeks Plus, being like, help me,
I was just like, guys, I think I fucked up, but I don't want to look bad in front of my friends. Can you guys save me, please? He's like, can you guys save me?
That's why I like it when Google Maps has the reservation option in Japan. I love that so much.
No, like this branch had a reservation option, but not for more than 6 people, which is why like I knew this one phone call was gonna push my language ability
boss level.
To its limit at the time. And I was doing so well. I was this close.
That's weird. They made you confirm the store. I've never heard of that.
That's like doing a boss battle and then you think you've beaten them and then phase 2 starts. It's like, oh shit, there's more. Fuck.
Yeah.
See, I'm like kind of, in a sense, I'm kind of jealous though, because I haven't experienced that yet. Because I'm not good nor bad enough at a current language where I can try to attempt to do certain things.
Yeah.
It's either I know the language or I know nothing about the language.
Yeah.
So I want to get to a point where I'm kind of like in the middle where you guys are, where it's like you're on the cusp of going from I'm learning the language to I can speak it conversationally.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I've always wanted to learn a third language.
Yeah. I mean, I've got like the Joey experience once in my life where I was able to like the Joey experience. When we were in LA and we went to the Thai restaurant, and I think it was like the first ever time I've been to a Thai restaurant with these boys.
Because you were like, every Thai food is shit. I'm like, Gone. Where do we go to get Thai food?
Yeah,
Gon's
come
like,
on.
Nowhere. Nowhere is good Thai food.
Nowhere other than Thailand.
Bullshit. There's got to be some good Thai food here.
No, but yeah, Thai food in LA really good because they have like actual so many more options than you can find in restaurants in like the UK and stuff. And so I was like, great, able to like ask, flex my Thai, ask, give us the good stuff, give us the good.
That's the most I've ever heard you speaking Thai.
Yeah, I know.
But I didn't know what you were saying, but I would just like to imagine that you were like, bring me the real menu. Not this shit right here. I know you have it somewhere back there.
Basically, the only thing I was asking was, yes, I was asking for things that are actually not on the menu, and I was asking if they have it. They said yes. I was like, give me like
secret menu.
Give me like the Thai spice. Don't give me like the baby foreigner spice.
Yeah.
Some of these guys can handle it. Some of them can't. I'll tell you which ones can handle it. Yeah, it felt good.
It's the best feeling. This episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer.
Boys, how'd you feel about shopping online?
Love it. Do it every day.
Of course.
Is there any other way to do it aside from online?
I'm not going to go outside.
No. But how often do you feel like you have the promo code ready at the checkout? Well, you know what, guys? Thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes are a thing of the past.
Thank God.
Honey's the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your card. What have you saved on Honey?
I recently acquired a brand new desk, and thanks to Honey, I saved $20.
$20?
That's a meal.
That's a steal.
And best of all, Honey was easy to use.
It is so easy to use, in fact, that Honey doesn't just work on your desktop. Did you know? It works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone, and you can save on the go.
If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight out missing out on savings, guys. And by getting it, you're doing yourself a favor and supporting us as well. So, what are you waiting for? Go to joinhoney.com/trash taste. That's joinhoney.com/trash taste.
Back to the episode.
Since finally the pandemic's dying down, more events are opening up here in Japan as well. I finally got to go to my first summer matsuri, my first summer festival.
Oh yeah,
and
how was that? Real anime moment, I assume.
Yeah. Okay. Here's how it went down. Right. So, I get back to Japan after traveling from Australia, and Didus and Emily hit me up, being like, "Yo, we're going to a summer festival," and of course,
anime.
And of course, Didus and Emily, they hear summer festival, they see this as an anime moment, they want to go all out, right? So there's this big group that consists of like a lot of like Geeks Plus talent and Geeks Plus staff. Maylin was there as well. And everyone's like, guys, we're finally having a summer festival episode. Fuck yeah. Okay, we've got to go all fucking out. So we go out to like rent yukatas for the day. Like I think like Maylin had to travel like an hour or something, or wait an hour to like rent her yukata. She in Maylin fashion shows up like 2 hours late or some shit.
Of course.
I had to like travel like half an hour to get to my closest yukata rental place. We're all excited. We all like meet up, and then we go to this summer festival. And it was the most like kind of like if there was a Japanese, if there was an in-betweener special in Japan, this would be it. Like how it went in our head was we imagined every fucking single summer festival episode of anime that we've seen. You know, we got like the events going on. It's like in a nice school, you know, it's like in a nice spacious park or a nice spacious place. You got the dim
weird
lights,
sexual tension.
the weird sexual tension, the fireworks and everything. So we go to this place.
Yeah.
And it's in a fucking car park, right? It's a basketball. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Not a car park. A basketball court.
That's
right?
tiny.
So even smaller.
Yeah, it was
tiny.
fucking tiny, right?
Okay.
It was a basketball court next to this train station, right? It was so we went in and it was tiny. All right.
Yeah.
I was expecting us to be able to like walk around. There'd be like different events. There'd be different shops. I was waiting to get like my fucking yakisoba, get my like shaved dice.
Yeah.
You know, play that fucking mini game where you like shoot the thing,
Pick up the ball.
pick up the ball. I was like, pick up the goldfish and shit like that. I was waiting for that. There was none of that. None of that, right? There was one stand for shaved ice, and that was the longest queue of this entire festival, right?
Is it even a festival at that point, or is it a glorified street show?
I mean, it kind of was just a
You
glorified
basically went to
street
like
show.
the Compton of summer festivals.
Basically, we would, like all of us were standing there. We'd spend more time waiting for our yukatas than it would have taken to go through everything in this fucking festival, right?
God.
This festival.
Yeah.
And we were just waiting in line to get our like yakisoba. And as we were waiting in this line, because they was like gated off and we could see like railway tracks. And every like 10 minutes or so, we'd have this like really, you know, it wasn't even like atmospheric, right? Because every 10 minutes or so, you'd have the train going, and I was just like, I got fucking dressed up for this.
So why did you go to this one and not a good one?
Because apparently, like, all the good ones are way, like, you have to travel, like, an hour or two outside of the city.
Oh.
Yeah, because
go
there's
to
not
any of the
enough
good ones.
space in here.
Yeah.
I saw a big one not too far from where I live. Those are decently, way bigger than the one you guys sent.
Oh, there's a couple of big ones I've been to as well, but the problem is that it's either way too incredibly packed,
Yeah.
or especially during like the COVID season, they like really limit the space
true.
and the amount of people. So like they sometimes like ticket these places now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't just like rock up to these places anymore.
Yeah, so this place was
go to,
incredibly
like, Hokkaido
small
or something.
and also incredibly packed.
Oh yeah.
There was like...
Oh, yeah, you're all
Yeah.
conglomerated in
Yeah.
a basketball court.
How sweaty were you?
I was... Oh, it was so fucking sweaty. Okay?
Those poor rentals.
Yeah.
You must have given them a fucking like damp rag.
Bro, I'm pretty sure they had to incinerate all of our yukatas, man. I felt so bad, right? And I wasn't even like the most sweaty one. There was like everyone was like sweating through their fucking yukatas. I'm so glad that they give you like space between like your pits, because holy shit, if it was like a t-shirt, like it would be, our pits would have been absolutely fucking stained.
Gross.
And I was like, there was like one long line. I was hoping this was like actually something cool. Maybe it was like a mini game or something.
Yeah.
Like I could see everyone lining up to this one fucking queue.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool.
So
Maybe
you didn't know what you were lining up for,
no.
but you just joined a line.
I joined the line for like 5 minutes, and I thought it must have been.
British people when they try and have fun. I just joined a line. I don't know what it's for.
I saw a line. I
I
saw the long line. It must be something cool. It must be something
That
cool.
was fun.
Yeah, that was funny. I joined the line, and then I realized, wait, I realized 5 minutes in, I should probably check what this line is for. So I get Sydney over. Sydney, wait here in line just in case it's something cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like one of the shooty games. Maybe it's like the goldfish game.
Right.
I go up, right? And this is by far the longest line, where you'd have to wait in line for about 30 minutes to get to the front. It's a fucking balloon dealership for kids. It's just kids can go there and buy balloons. And kids were waiting 30 plus minutes to go to this one stall to buy balloons. And that was the highlight of this festival.
It's not even like traditionally Japanese. You can get a fucking, you can do that at Disneyland.
Yeah, Daiso as well. They sell $1. You know, I don't think there's a 30-minute line as well.
It wasn't even like a paper balloon, like just like a regular ass like plastic balloon, or.
To be fair, it's smart. It's like the stall was like it's literally punch balloons. So basically, it's the ones you like you get like actually functionable.
Man, I wanted to go to this.
I'm not waiting
but-
30 minutes for that shit.
But I was sick. But I think I dodged a bullet.
You kind of did.
Dodged a bullet.
Actually, so we went there. We stayed for like 30 minutes, and immediately we were like, can we leave?
Just 30 minutes.
Yeah, because there was nothing to do there. There was literally nothing to do there. And the only reason we stayed was because Mei Lin was like an hour late. So we're like, oh, I guess we got to wait for Mei Lin. But there was like one saving grace to this festival, which is it wasn't there. There was nothing happening at the beginning, but there was a stage where music was being played and everything like that.
They dance around it.
Yeah, where they dance around it. Is there a name for that? Can you explain what the tradition of that is?
Boiis is like, so they basically, at the bigger festivals, what they do is they build this giant, really, really high stage. Usually it's like, I don't know, 5-10 meters up in the air.
Yeah.
And then they do this dance, usually at the end of the festival, where they light a fire, and then there are stage performers up on stage, and then basically everyone around them is dancing like in a clockwise, like kind of circle dance thing.
It's really bizarre if you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most like common types of festivals. Like there's some fucking wacky festivals out there, but I'd say that's probably the most common one you can see.
Yeah, so there was
during some
one.
festival.
There was one at this festival that we went to. And there was nothing happening really on stage when we first arrived.
Yeah.
But when Mei Lin arrived, that's when they started, the whole dance kind of thing, the whole music, the whole traditional dance and traditional music. And initially, I was just like, what the fuck is this? I've already had like an awful time here. I just want to leave, go somewhere air conditioned, cool off, fucking get this sweat off.
Yeah.
And then Mei Lin's like, no, let's go check out the dance. Come on, I just got here. I was like, fine, Mei Lin, come on, let's go check out the dance then. Okay, whatever. And so there's this guys. They're playing this traditional song and they're doing this traditional dance up on stage.
Is the one that's like that one?
Yeah, like that one.
Yeah, that's it.
That one,
Yeah, and I mean they had like everyone up on stage had like traditional yukatas on, except for this one grandma who they have fans of course in the summer festival. It was really weird just seeing one traditional grandma in a traditional yukata, and then she was sporting a Cars 2 fan.
You know what? Nothing says summer festival quite like Lightning McQueen.
I was like, it's the biggest.
That's Japan, man. Tradition mixed with capitalism. And the Disney Corporation.
Just like seeing this traditional dance and just seeing like Lightning McQueen just up there
It would have been
on
better
stage.
if it was Minions. It would have been more on brand if it was Minions.
That's so funny.
It would have been very on brand if it was Minions, but and initially no one wanted to like join in on a dance, right? Because it was like it's hot, it's summer, everyone's sweating. But then we had this like one, we called him like the alpha, right? There was this one alpha who just got down off the stage and like rallied the crowd together,
right.
And he was like he just did the dance with such confidence that you see one person joining him, then two people, then like somehow he just conjures up an entire fucking line of people just like dancing around the stage.
Damn, what a Chad.
Yeah, what an absolute Chad.
Yeah.
And then I remember for one song he had to like go to the toilet or something, and like without the alpha, everyone was lost. We were like, what? Like I remember because we.
So you were a sheep, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we were sheep. Okay,
You were sheep.
We were sheep.
All of you are sheep.
Yeah.
You're literally just like a fucking flock of sheep after the sheepdog is gone. Like, it's like, where do we go? What do we do?
Yeah, because it was me, Sydney, Didus, Malin, just like following this guy, following his dance. He leaves for a second. We're like, what do we do? We are lost. The music hasn't stopped. Just Fortnite dance.
Everyone starts flossing.
And so we do this for like half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And we think, all right, kind of had enough. Music stops and the next act is coming on. And so we're getting ready to leave. And they announce the next act. And let's just say this was not the Japanese summer festival experience I was expecting. Because the next act they bring on, they announced them. And they're like, please, introducing Bubbly. And I'm like, Bubbly? That does not sound like a traditional Japanese music act. What is this? Fucking idol group comes on. It's kind of like an idol group comes on and they say, hello, we are Bubbly. Let's fucking get it, boys. Let's go. And they start doing a dance. Yeah. And somehow, in this summer festival, it turns to an idol concert, right?
Jesus Christ.
Do people have the little things?
we should have, right?
Yeah.
Because that's people were using their fucking fans instead of like, because I was saying
They're Lightning McQueen fans.
Well, you know, they do that. When I did the Visual K video, they also used fans.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, some COVID
Yeah, and
stuff.
so if you've been to an idol concert, normally people have like the glowy sticks where they do like the glowy dance. So they had that kind of dance that were trying to get people to like join along with, but everyone just kind of used their fucking fans to like join along, and it was like the most. Okay, here's how you could tell who the Brits in the crowd were. Okay, so there was like, so everyone was like kind of like going along with this dance, going along with this idol concert. And then I was like, this is a bit too much for me.
I'm not getting paid for
this.
this.
This ain't it for me. And so I like step back and I look to my left, and who do I see? I see the only two other Brits in Geeks Plus just standing alongside me. we had all subconsciously thought the same thing, and we all had taken a step back and just was like, no.
That's so funny.
Sometimes you're just in the vibe and you're like, no.
No.
There's a time and place for that kind of stuff, and just that day was not the day.
Meanwhile, Didus right at the front of the queue going, yeah, let's go, bubbly, let's go.
Oh my fucking god.
Very on brand for Didus.
Yeah, and it was like the most surreal experience I had ever seen, because you could tell like there were like some fans in the crowd that were like hardcore fans. You know, they knew every dance, they knew all of the lyrics, and they were like spread out in the crowd. Like they were like they were purposely there to like indoctrinate people, right? because it was like a proper idol concert. And then I turned to Mei Lin and I was like, this is my first Japanese festival. This is my first. Is this traditional? And she just turns to me and goes, no. I don't know what's going on either.
And remind me again, this is all happening on a fucking basketball court?
This is happening on a basketball court.
Could you allow me to paint a better picture of this? How many people were at this thing? Would you?
Yeah, how big was this basketball court?
Because basketball courts can't hold more than like 100 people.
The size of like 3 basketball courts.
Oh, so 3 basketball courts.
Yeah,
Like,
so
that's still tiny.
So you know
How
when you were in
many-
school, there was a playground and it
Yeah.
had like a basketball court and maybe
Tennis
something
or
else,
something?
like
Like a tennis
tennis.
court,
Okay,
Oh,
so-
no, actually,
like a soccer field?
yeah, the stage was actually on the tennis court, I think.
Okay. So how many people were at this summer festival? If you had to guess,
I'd say 300.
Holy
Right about.
shit.
fair amount for.
Yeah,
For that size.
No, it was a tiny space and it was absolutely packed to the brim, full of nothing. full of nothing.
Full of shaved ice
Yeah.
balloons and an idol concert.
And yeah, it was great. I went to a summer festival, got a free idol concert.
No, I don't think
Wait.
you should say you went to a summer festival, because from the sounds of it, you didn't go to a summer
You
festival.
went to a summer festival themed idol concert.
Yeah.
On a basketball court.
No, guys, I went to you know how I got my money's worth out of that summer festival? I took one picture, posted it on Twitter, got 100,000
That was
likes. I was
crazy.
like, guys, I went to a summer festival.
Okay,
That's all. If people believe I went to a summer festival, that's what's
To be
important.
fair, when I saw that picture, I was
Yeah.
like, I was imagining, I saw a lot of people behind, and I was just like, oh wow, this must be like a really massive summer festival. if only I'd seen outside of the frame and seen that it doesn't extend that much further
we
out.
perfectly framed it, so we were like, frame out the train, frame out the basketball court, just make it look like it's a good summer festival.
How much did it cost you to rent your yukata?
Fuck, I don't remember. It was like
I mean, a lot of places
60,
can be
80?
Yeah, a
Oh,
lot of
it's-
places can be a bit
So
expensive.
you paid
Yeah.
$60 or $80 to get sweaty.
Yeah.
For like what? 2 hours? 3 hours?
Yeah, 2-3 hours. Yeah,
And then go to an
we
album.
just went to karaoke afterwards, and that was the highlight because it was like,
In your yukata?
huh?
In your yukata?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds like a lot of work.
No, why is it a lot of work?
The
Yukata's way more cooling
It's
because
just
it's breathable.
I guess so. I don't know. I'm just
Yukatas
lazy.
are great because it's basically just PJs, except it's socially acceptable to
Yeah,
wear
but
outside.
I'm like giggle white, so it looks weird.
Yeah,
think it
true.
looks
When you
weird.
wear it, it just looks like Last Samurai cosplay.
I do look like every Facebook photo.
Actually, it was so funny, right? Because when we rock up, we had this whole Geeks Plus crew that rocked up to this summer festival. You know, like I said, we all dressed up for it. We rock up to the summer festival, look around, and I'm like, guess who the foreigners were? They were the ones wearing the yukatas. So it was.
Wait, everyone else was dressed normally?
Yeah, everyone else was dressed normally. So there was like the Japanese people all dressing in just like normal clothes, just like normal clothes. Then there was the foreigners. There was a group of us just rocking up in our yukatas, and we were just like, shit, guys, we were the only ones who actually dressed up for this.
I guarantee all the Japanese people there were like, how do we tell them that it's just an idol concert?
Kant literally turned up in a tux to an elementary graduation. Like, that's what Kant did.
It was that one time where you get like the Halloween party invite and you're like, I should dress up for this. And you were the only one who dressed up to this Halloween party. That's the experience we had.
Oh my god.
Well, no, yeah, it was
I almost, hearing that story, I almost want to take you guys to like an actual proper one.
Oh no, I want to go to a proper one.
I want to go somewhere like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, the ones in the middle of nowhere are the best.
Nowhere near Tokyo.
Have you guys ever been to like any other like types of festivals? Because I feel as much fun as those summer festivals are, the most fun I've ever had at festivals are the ones that are just fucking bonkers.
The penis one?
Well, the penis festival as well. I mean, I did a video on that. That was insane.
Yeah, what is the history behind that festival?
I don't fucking know.
It's like a fertility thing, right?
It's
fuck knows they need it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's to celebrate fertility, and it's basically
the little
just,
they have left.
Think of I think the only way I can describe it, right, is like, so there's many of them all over the place. The one that I went to, I think, was like the biggest one that they do every year, and it basically starts off with like this parade on the streets. And
wait. There were many penis festivals?
Yes.
Yeah.
In different parts of Japan.
I thought when you said many festivals, I just thought you meant many Japanese festivals.
No, there are many penis festivals throughout the year.
Damn, they praying hard to that penis.
Yeah, dude, they need it.
They need more.
They need it.
This is literally like, how do we stop this thing? Thoughts and prayers. And it's like, we do something.
Yeah, so like the one I went to was the biggest one. I forgot whereabouts it was. Somewhere like closer to Nagoya, I think. Oh no, it wasn't Nagoya or Aichi.
That one's wild.
That one was huge.
Literally,
and the penises were huge.
They were girthy.
Yeah, and like some of these, like there's basically like a parade that happens where everyone's like lined up on the side of the streets, and then they bring in a bunch of like traditional, penis-shaped objects, and they finish it off with the girthiest schlong I've ever seen in my life. It's this like wooden schlong. I want to guess it's maybe about 15 meters long.
What?
Carried.
No.
The girth. The girth is probably
how many people to carry this thing?
like 40 guys.
It's like fucking Johnny Sins equivalent.
Dude,
Yeah, right.
It was 40 guys carrying Johnny Sin's cock, and they carry it through the parade. Where
do they store
through
this?
people? I don't know. At the temple, I guess.
Just got like a storage unit somewhere with the world's giant
And then
penis.
they walk it through the parade. People taking photos, whatever, and then they prop it up in front of the temple. So at the end of the festival, there's just this giant 15-meter wooden cock just like sitting there in front of the temple. And then at the end of the one I went to, they did this tradition. I don't know what the history behind it is, but it's really dangerous. And this is the only one that they do it at. What they do is they go up on these like this giant stage that's built up about 5-10 meters tall, so kind of like the one you saw at the summer festival, except instead of a square one, it's like a long rectangle.
Right.
And there's about 10-15 dudes who are standing at the top of this thing with a basket full of mochi. Right? And I'm not talking about the squishy mochi.
Right.
I'm talking about the shit you put before it's cooked.
Fuck.
In these plastic bags.
Yeah.
And what they do is they just grab handfuls of this shit and they just chuck it into the crowd. And these people are just like desperately trying to catch these mochi. But what's really dangerous about it is that if you're not careful, because there's literal tens of hundreds of fucking mochi pieces flying out. And these are big. These are like size of my fist, right?
Yeah.
Kid dies from mochi.
Yeah. If you're not careful, that thing can smack you in the fucking head. And I got smacked. In the head
you're
by
gonna
one.
deck an old grandma.
Yeah,
Like,
I was filming it in my video, and I got decked in the fucking forehead by one of them. Just like pow.
And then since then he didn't watch anime.
And then Trace
it back. Trace it back.
And then I was just like, what's anime? Where am I?
Jujutsu Kaisen is made. What?
But I think the craziest one I went to though was in Nagano.
What? Was that the penis one?
No, not the penis one. The one I went to in Nagano was the Fire Festival, not the Fire Festival. That's a different one.
This one happened.
Not FYRE.
The Internet Historian video?
Yeah,
I know that one.
Not FYRE Festival, the FIRE Festival. And it's
it
one in
fire?
Nagano. Yes. Also, it's extremely dangerous.
Okay.
So basically what they do is they build this giant 25 meter wooden like teepee looking structure, right? And people are gathered all around it. And then what happens is they set it on fire. And then there are people in the back who push the crowd towards the fire.
What? Why?
I don't know. But basically, if you're standing in the front, you are getting cooked alive and you're trying to fight back. All these like people trying to basically push you into a fight. It's like mass witch hunting.
It's like Korean Squid Game. We had to get people who are broke.
No,
Japanese Squid Game.
No, it's Japanese Squid Game.
Anyone.
It's
Literally
fucking,
anyone was down.
and I was, and mind you, right? This is like there are like hundreds of people just all gathered around, and and when this thing sets ablaze.
Yeah.
It's just this massive bonfire. So you could be like 20, 25 meters away from this thing, and it's hot as shit.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what it's like for the people
it's
on the
literally
front.
fire.
It's literally fire.
Fire
It's
be
fire.
hot.
Yeah.
It's like if there was a house on fire and then someone and you were watching it and then someone behind you was like, get closer to it. That's what it was like. It's like, no, I don't want to get close to that thing. It's hot.
I want
And they do that for some reason.
I want to say that, like, no, we don't have any weird festivals, but we have that one where we chase like cheese down the hill.
Oh, that one's the dumbest festival of all time.
That's dangerous. That's
like-
fucked up.
Is that the one where they push the wheels of cheese
They
down?
push
Yeah.
the wheel of cheese and people just fucking like flip down the hill to try and get it first.
Yeah, so they have like an ambulance on call, and any festival
it's
where
at
you
the
have an
bottom.
ambulance on call is never a good sign.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like the cheese wheel rolling festival where you just like you have a big wheel of cheese, roll it down like a very, very steep hill, and they have a festival where people try to chase the wheel.
Yeah, whoever touches it wins.
Whoever touches it first wins. Now,
Is there any way you can catch up to that thing though?
Yeah, there's like some people who are insane and literally like throw their bodies
Yeah.
down the
My
hill.
God.
Like
Yeah.
they don't care.
Wow.
So how people normally go is if you run full speed down a hill, is normally your body can't keep up with the momentum.
All right.
So either you're gonna fall flat on your face, or you're just gonna start rolling, or most of the time you're gonna get some kind of broken bone or some injury, because that's what happens when you run full force down a hill.
Isn't that like that scene in Bucky where he's like full bolting it down the stairs and he's like, this is boring, and he starts yawning?
Yeah.
There's probably one dude in that festival who's like that, where he's like, yeah,
just watch people
I don't
like
give a fuck.
Flip
Yeah.
though and just
All for some cheese, man.
All for some cheese.
All for some cheddar.
Was it worth it? Was it worth the hospital trip for that cheese? I don't know.
man. There better be some good fucking cheese.
I kind of want to do it, but I never will. But
Yeah.
part of me is like, I want to at least be there.
Yeah.
I want to see people just like eat shit.
Yeah.
Well, they do.
I think that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why people love it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the local government is like, please, can we stop doing the cheese thing? And they're like, no.
What's the tradition behind it though? Like, why do they do it?
I don't know. I know it's something that is like the origins are very murky. and
Yeah.
It's not like
I feel every festival's like that.
it's not like this is 100% what happened. I feel like I've heard it before because there was a Netflix documentary about weird things, and one of the episodes is about it.
Because I know for a fact that in Japan, at least, the reason why we do festivals or matsuri is I think like there's theories that like they used to be used for like sacrificial rituals and shit like that, and then one day someone was like, let's take the sacrificial part out and maybe just like dance instead and just have a good time.
I watched like
Having an idol concert while someone's getting fucking sacrificed on stage. It's like, stab!
sacrifice. That's the call sign, the sacrifice. I watched a QI thing and it was talking about like fucking Japanese like celibate monks or something, and they would like have to. It was wild, like what they would do. It was like something when you were done with your duties to prove that you were loyal to like the monkhood, you would just trap yourself in like a coffin for like 80 days and just die.
Oh,
and you were not allowed to come
yeah.
out, and if you came out, it was a sign of weakness.
It was like they put them in like a ditch, right? Like a hole.
Something like I can't remember the exact thing, but it's like what is like the dedication to this shit in Japan is like next level.
Oh yeah, because I remember I saw like a similar video recently where they were talking about this like I guess like type of like monk training that you can do called ashuri, and basically they do this thing called the 1,000-day walk. And basically what they do is every day you walk between, I think it's like 30 to 50 kilometers through the mountains and meditate. And you do that for 1,000 days. But it's so hardcore that when you sign up for this thing, they actually give you a small knife where if you don't succeed in it, you have to literally seppuku.
I'm just
like, bro, like how far down do you have to be like, I'm gonna do this?
I really want to find the celibate monk thing.
It's crazy, and it's still a thing that they do today.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. And there are just people who do that.
They literally said, so you have chosen death.
Yeah, it's like, would you like to be enlightened? Please walk for 1,000 days straight.
Either
And
you're enlightened.
if you make it, then cool. You're
That's
enlightened.
literally like a Hunter x Hunter test. You know, that's.
I swear to God, if by
Would you
the
walk
end,
1,000 miles? Prove it.
If by the end of the 1,000 days you don't have Nan, like it's not worth
exactly.
it. Like it's not worth it.
That's part of the Hunter exam. You know, you get your Hunter's license after this, or you die. You know, that's literally that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Some of you will get your Hunter's license. Some of you will die.
Yeah.
Someone read a little too much Hunter and was like, yeah, we can do that.
We can do that. Or it was Togashi, and I read about that, and I was like, I can put that in a Hunter arc. You know, sounds like a good arc right there.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
What are you checking up?
Trying to find this monk thing.
I've definitely heard about that celibacy thing, though.
Yeah.
I can definitely
It's
believe
like
it.
they're
Oh,
not allowed
Kai, did
to
you
have
find it?
sex.
Sokshinbutsuka. Yeah,
Yeah, what
that's
is
right,
that?
that's right.
When he preserves the tea in UK.
Is this the thing that I was talking about, Joey? Okay. right.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's basically you naturally mummify
Yeah,
yourself.
that's it.
Yeah.
They mummify themselves willingly.
Yeah,
and
while they're alive.
And if they
Yeah.
like cave or like they don't go through with it, they're not worthy. But they have to like starve themselves.
Yeah.
Like in a like coffin
Yeah.
for like how many days is it or something? They have to stay in there. I think it's something crazy, and I can't remember why.
Yeah.
I feel very bad. They did 80 fucking days or something to do this, and I can't
Yeah.
remember why they did it. It's like no maidens.
Well, it's
Okay.
probably it's probably some like spiritual
No, it is.
enlightenment or something.
And
Right?
Yeah.
I think I remember on this QI thing they were talking about how like I think it was the Japanese government at some point was like, hey, can you just stop doing this, please? This is really weird and uncomfortable. People don't like this.
Yeah.
People don't want your money.
I mean, a lot of people praise Japan for being few cultures that actually really hold on to tradition. But
I mean, a lot of it they got
maybe
rid of.
there are some traditions we shouldn't hold on to.
Well, actually, I mean, there's a lot of traditions they didn't preserve. And for some of them, they're like, all right, yeah, this is kind of weird.
This
we
kind
should,
of fucked
should
up.
modernize this thing.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. Penis festivals though.
Oh, dude, the penis festival is fun as fuck.
I want to go to it.
Yeah.
That just looks like a laugh.
It's
Are you
really,
the
really
Jojo
fun.
fan meetup in Japan? Sorry.
And I know, like in my video, we also found a temple that was dedicated to the women as well.
I was going to say, I was
do you
hoping
mean?
there would be, you know,
As in, we found a vagina temple.
Oh, okay.
you can't say vagina. Just say vagina.
I didn't know if I was allowed to say vagina. We went to a vagina.
Say cock and dick. You say vagina.
Penis.
All right, fine. We went to a vagina temple,
Yeah,
and it was
okay.
awesome.
Did you enter through like a you know,
like a
big
fleshy.
vagina?
Like, no, I wish.
Peel back the labia as you're like going in.
like coming out of like the fucking predator's like suit?
No, but what was cool was that like it wasn't like, you know, physically like that, but like it was symbolically the whole idea was that when you come out of the temple, it's like you're rebirthing yourself. So you cleanse yourself in the temple, and then you come out of the vagina entrance, and it's like, oh, it's like you're being reborn. And I'm like, I thought that was pretty fucking cool. But it would have been cooler if it was a physical, like, physical parallel.
Okay, one, you wouldn't want that.
Yeah,
no one wants that or needs that.
I just think about that, and I'm like, yeah, sure, like the idea of reborn, that sounds like a cool spiritual kind of awakening in idea. Walking out of a vagina and saying you're like reborn, that, I don't know, the imagery just doesn't match with the idea to me.
Yeah, of course.
I love how in Japan it's like, you know, they have these really super sexualized things, but then they're very hush-hush about sex and other kind of topics.
Oh, yeah.
It's like weird. It's like, oh, we'll have a giant festival celebrating penises.
Yeah.
But we don't like gays. It's not gay. It's not a gay thing.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was just like, when I was standing there at the penis festival, and I saw
little homoerotic.
40 dudes carrying this giant cock, and I'm like, I don't even think the Mardi Gras does this. I'm like, has anyone ever like questioned how slightly homoerotic this is? And like,
Japan's making progress slowly with it.
of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just because it's not that they. I'd say that it's not that they don't despise gay people or anything.
No,
Japan.
of
It's just
course
that
not.
They just have an old system, and Japan is very slow to change shit.
Yeah.
But most people don't give a fuck.
No, of
Japan's
course
really
not.
good about that shit.
No, of course
I mean,
not.
you go to any of these sex stores, bro.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
they don't give a fuck about
Oh
what
yeah.
you're doing.
If anything,
Exactly.
they're in the future in some
Yeah,
senses.
yeah, exactly.
A bit too much.
They're a bit too far.
Yeah, too far.
I went to. I mean, by the time this is out, it's pretty done. I went to go to a sex store because Ludwig wanted me to get him. So the idea of the video is that he gets me a box of $500 worth of stuff from America, like
Yeah.
America themed.
Yeah.
And he wants a Japanese themed box or
Right.
just $500 worth of Japanese stuff. I got him some cool stuff, you know. But I had to go to the sex store.
course.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I got to give it because I'm thinking content. I want to give
Yeah.
him content. What is better than content than half the stuff in this goddamn stores?
Yeah.
But the problem is, how do I get stuff that he can show on a live stream?
Yeah.
And I found stuff.
What?
It was just weird enough.
Tenga?
No, that's like vanilla from what the stuff I found. There was this
Well,
thing.
you like vanilla.
I do. I'm thinking stream needs to get
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Found the. I found these things. I'd never seen these before. I know they probably existed before, but this is a new thing to me. It was branded as Face Hole TM, and it was just anime characters, but there wasn't a fleshlight. It was just an anime character, and you do the thing to its face.
Wait.
And so it's like a. And
So it's
then-
like shaped like a mouth or something?
It's
or what?
shaped like a body, and then it curves like this, like a natural. So body. You had the head here.
Yeah.
body goes
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
this. So it's like, and on the side, there's like a 3D like diagram cross section of what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah.
And I guess you just have to put your mouth in it and then go all the way down the thing. It was fucking
Wait,
weird.
so where is the neck hole or like
The
what?
mouth, and
Oh,
then
the
and then
mouth.
it curves. So like your pee-pee's doing some contortion.
Right.
And they had like it was like a package deal, so you could get this and then down below for like 500 yen, $5. You can get some of their lube for this anime character.
right.
It wasn't any lube. It was like an injection lube because obviously you have to get it deep in there.
Right,
So it's like a
right.
little
Right.
fucking needle.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, this is just too much. This is too much. And some of the clothes they were selling, I was like, my goodness. I bought like a fake camel toe something. I don't know who needs this.
Oh, fake camel toe.
What's the obsession with camel toe here? What's up with that? What is the obsession with that?
I guess some people just really like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I got the sprays, obviously.
Of course,
The
yeah.
armpit sprays.
Yeah.
Man, some of those things are just...
Panty sprays and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, some of them, like, I had to make sure the box art was safe for work. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of them were just sweaty girls. And
Yeah.
it's just like, who...
See, I've been through like hearing the story. I've been through this
Yeah.
for years now. Like
This is
going
your
on,
life.
this is like going on shopping trips for Sydney for like her newest video, and it's just like, yeah, this is just normal now.
Bro,
you know?
every walk of life was in that store buying
Yeah.
stuff.
Of course.
The oldest man, who definitely shouldn't have been, is definitely way too old to buy some of the stuff, but
Yeah.
props to you.
Yeah.
And, a bunch of couples were in there and a bunch of younger people than me. God, I feel old saying that. 'Cause young people. Young folks. I mean, I'm
talking
buying,
like some 2000s.
I'm
shit.
buying all like the fucked up shit, putting it in my cart. Like, yeah, I'm not weird. And then I'm like, this is really weird. This is really strange.
But that's the thing, right? It's like I feel the best part about those kinds of stores is like when you have a friend come to Japan
Oh,
and you're just
yeah.
like, yo, show me some like weird Japan shit. And I'm just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude.
Bro, I know
I
the
got you,
exact
fam.
store.
I got you.
There was some other stuff. Yeah, I ended the one in Akihabara right next to the station.
Yeah.
The green building.
Yeah, the green
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
Dude, there was this weird. I'd never seen this before. It was a body pillow that had a blow up portion to it, and they were like blow up legs,
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
attached to the body pillow.
I know. Like
What?
Sydney's got that.
Why?
Because some dudes just want to grab the fucking legs. dude.
Yeah.
It's like
Because
a- it's like
sometimes
a- it's
a
like
body
a
pillow
floaty
isn't
combined.
enough.
It's like a floaty combined with a pillow.
Yeah.
It's like as close you can get to a sex doll as possible without
Yeah.
actually buying a $3,000 sex doll. You know,
You
There
may
are
as well,
There are
come here.
different tiers. You know, so
It'd be really funny if you like throw one of those into a pool and you just see like a bunch of legs just like sticking out. Because the body, the pillow part's gonna sink, so it's just a bunch of legs.
Oh, it's so nasty.
yeah, there's so much here
Oh,
that should not exist
Yeah.
at all.
There was a tenga that was bigger, but of course it was labeled the US tenga.
Oh yeah. I remember
And
that.
it was black.
Get me the extra size thing.
I felt like such a Chad rocking up to the store. I was like, one US Tenga for me, please. No big deal. Whatever.
I mean,
Yeah.
Gaunt and I saw some questionable shit on my Tenga video. You
Oh
remember?
yeah, we did. Holy shit!
The weight one was my favorite one.
I fucking love that, but also that would be an easy way to destroy your dick. as
What?
well. It's kind of like imagine.
Wait, hold
Okay,
on.
so there's this thing, right? So when I did the Tenga video with Gaunt, they brought us like a bunch. I was like, show me all the weird shit. I want to show all the weird shit off. And they were like, we got you. And they brought out this one, which was in this wooden like chest. Yeah. Basically, probably about that big, right? Pick this thing up, heavy as a motherfucker, and I'm like, this is a Tenga, right?
You a fucking orb?
Open it up. It's this metal. How heavy was it? It was like 5-10 pounds or something.
It was 10 kilograms.
10 kilograms. It's this 10 kilogram metal cover for your Tenga, and the idea of it is that why would you JO when you can work out and JO?
Yeah.
It's literally you can lift.
Why
you do?
So you're like jacking yourself off with it like an Iron Maiden?
Yeah. and it's like the packaging is just this like fucking ripped dude just like holding this thing.
I saw that there was a Tenga workout package.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. It cost $500.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, it's that.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing workout
Yeah.
package?
I mean, the thing literally.
Motherfuckers be like, I'm working out.
Quagmire's ultimate form, you know. But like, the thing looked like an Iron Maiden for your dick, you know. It was a fucking it was a fucking saw trap in a box, you know. Like I can imagine like you're on like saw 20 and it's
You
like
have 30 minutes.
you have 30 minutes to finish. You have 30 minutes to pump 200 times without destroying your dick. Because the thing is, if you
Like next episode of Euphoria.
yeah, because the thing is, if you let it go for a second, it would literally just crush your fucking dick.
Yeah, because
you
this
know?
thing's so heavy.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm like, wait, and the guy was like, unsurprisingly, they're not for sale anymore. And I'm like, yeah, no shit.
I saw a full on. It looked like a pool pump that had been like retooled into a sex toy.
What?
It was just straight up
Like a dick pump?
Yeah.
like a giant
Just a dick pump, right?
like a very powerful dick pump. And I thought, who the fuck
Austin Powers.
No, bro. This is like combining 4 Dyson brand new like V10s into one suck on max. This is like ridiculous. I'm like, what is happening? Like, what do you need? Do you need like the fucking the Teletubbies Hoover to jack you off? Like, what is going on?
I remember watching the first Austin Powers movie with the dick pump bit, and I'm just like,
that was a pump. This was a straight up like a full on jet engine suction.
But
like,
I remember thinking when I was watching that movie, I'm like, this is hilarious. This thing can't exist in real life.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years later, I found out, no, these things exist. There's an audience for this.
Wait, what's the point of dick pumps again? I forgot.
Just to momentarily make your dick a little bigger, right?
Is it really?
Isn't it?
I think that's what
You're
I have
asking me
no
as if
idea.
I've used
Couldn't
it.
be.
Yeah,
one.
I
Couldn't
don't know.
be me. US Tenga
we've
user
known
here.
we've known.
Kai,
these
can
dick
you look
pump,
up the
right, guys?
purpose of a dick pump? I'm sorry. Can you look at? I know you're on the company
Look it up
iPad
on
right
the
now.
work.
Yeah, that's the metal thing. That's the thing it came in as well.
Just type
Yeah.
in metal Tenga. It should
Yeah,
come up.
metal Tenga.
This is
Tenga dumbbell.
Tenga dumbbell.
Oh
That's
my
it. Yeah.
I mean, some of the
I respect the creativity.
some of those Tengas that we were shown on the Tenga video was like way too much. Like so some of them where they had like if a
the
Tenga
auto rotate one.
if a Tenga
I
has a
saw
fucking
that.
motor that auto rotates your Tenga for you. You know
I'm sorry. When you're having sex, you're not rotating the individual.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you're not like, oh, hold up a second.
Like it goes on top of you, just like
Yeah.
just start spinning. Just
Yo,
start spinning.
yo, I got a new sex position. It's called the helicopter.
Hold on. Get your fellow Speedwagon enjoyer to hold on to the ceiling fan and then get a ladder up to it. Like, what do you like? I don't understand. Like the obsession of like it's like God did not decide that we could make these motions.
Exactly.
Like, these are
You
not.
can't even
for
make
us.
them with your hands.
No,
you know?
no. Like these are
Giving
not.
yourself a Chinese burn.
We are not allowed to do these. So when I hear that technology is doing this, I'm like, no. Because what if you get to the point? This has got to have happened. There's a guy out there in Japan. He's like, I just cannot nut if my dick is not rotating.
Yeah.
Three rotations, at least 10 rotations a minute. Like what happens when that happens? Like,
That's it. Yeah, there's definitely there's a dude out there. There's at least one. I would like to argue many tens and hundreds of dudes.
Because they have too much good sex toys here.
Yeah,
I think that's the
exactly.
problem.
That's it.
They're too good.
Yeah.
They're too good.
Yeah, when we refer to like, how many RPM do you go up to when you jack off? That's how you know that's
what RPM are you setting this shit to?
What RPM you at, bro? What RPM you at? You know?
You're like, man, I didn't enjoy the Tenga rotate. You're like, bro, no, wrong RPM. Dude. RPM with pulse.
You're a
pulses.
50 RPM weak. I go 100 at least.
Yeah, I saw that, and like you know how you see like some of those ads sometimes where it's just like, try out this game. You will last 10 seconds or less. less. That's actually like real fucking advertising for some of these fucking sex toys, man. I swear to God.
So Kai, what's the purpose of a dig pump?
So it's to encourage blood flow.
Encourage blood flow.
Yeah.
To make
Oh,
yourself
so
step
it's
on
like
it.
a natural Viagra.
No.
Kinda.
I don't think it lasts as long.
Yeah.
Well, obviously it doesn't last as long, but it's like, yeah, it's the equivalent to
gimmick.
that.
Yeah. But no, that's definitely happened. I mean, I think there's even like an issue right now where, there are people who are addicted to porn and everything like that. And, they're like less sensitive now to actual real sex. You know? Sorry?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said I am. I'm like, what? I'm like, is there something you want to talk about? Like,
I thought he said I am as well. I was like, I'm sorry,
is there
what?
something you want to talk about, Connor? Like,
All right, that's free. All right, you got me. You got me. All right. I would have been, but hentai this just been so garbage. It's been hard to do anything.
that is true. Recent hentai has been kind of whack. Not gonna lie.
It's been awful.
Yeah.
What a
We'll
week
save
year.
that for the end.
We'll save that for the
Fucking
hentai.
week year of hentai.
This episode is sponsored by ExpressVPN.
You know, boys, using the internet without ExpressVPN is like checking in your baggage at the airport without a lock.
Who would do that?
I mean, you'd think your stuff is kept private, but you
Right.
never know who's going through, I don't know, your $40,000 worth of camera equipment.
When you go online without a VPN, internet service providers, ISPs, can see every single website you visit. They can legally sell this information without your consent to ad companies and tech giants who then use your data to target you.
Guys, let me tell you why you should be using ExpressVPN.
Thank you.
Well, for one, you can browse more anonymously.
On top of that, though, it works on all of your devices, phones, laptops, even routers, so everyone who shares your Wi-Fi can be protected as well.
I've personally been using ExpressVPN for years now, and it's never failed me. And the ease of the app is probably the best part.
So, what are you waiting for? Visit expressvpn.com/trashtaste. That's expressvpn.com/trashtaste.
And if you use our link, you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. So go to expressvpn.com/trashtaste. Back to the episode. Is it weird that, and I've always found this weird, and I know I've pointed out many times, because I feel Japan is the only one that is so open to that kind of shit, but at the same time, it's just like, no, we don't want to talk about it, right? Because it's like, because I find it weird that you can go to any Don Quixote and there's just like an open section for tenga. Like it's not even behind a curtain.
I feel like it's what's the word where you're kind of constricted? Like society here is very what's the word when you're held back a little bit?
Oppressed.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like the people have to really hold back their personalities a lot in Japan.
Yeah.
And I feel like that results in them just getting fucking wild.
They have to hold back
Yeah.
a number of things.
Like
Yeah.
when they get to like let loose and do their thing, it feels like, if you're gonna make me work like 50 goddamn hours a week and make me work on like weekends, the least I can do is just do whatever the fuck I want. And if I want to
have a good jack off session.
Yeah, if I want to.
They gotta hold back a different thing with how good the tenga is.
if I want to do some weird ass shit, that I have participated in the society and done what you've asked of me, and I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
and so I feel like that's that kind of just that letting loose is where it comes from a little bit.
Oh, no,
That's why there's
definitely.
such an
Yeah.
openness towards
well,
it.
I think it's also the big reason why, like, a lot of, that side of the industries, for example, like, like the Dojin side of things. That's why we get some of, like, the weirdest, like, what the fuck type of ideas. Because
Yeah,
it's like because in a daily life, you're not releasing it as often. So it builds up and builds up and
Or
builds
even,
up.
like,
and
discussing
then
it.
Yeah, or even discussing it. And
yeah.
so it
Talk
builds
about it.
into and turns into something that's just like, how the fuck do you think about that?
Yeah,
You know?
right.
So yeah, at least either people not talking about it at all, not wanting to engage with it, or going just insane and being not insane, but like going wild with
Going-
it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
going
like
Going ham.
people still have thoughts. People.
yeah, dude,
if
can't keep
there's-
horny down.
Yeah, if you can't bonk that away, then what are you supposed to do? It's I mean, there's a lot of things in Japan, like even going off topic, going back to the Fire Festival thing that you were talking about.
Full circle, baby.
Full
Nice.
circle.
Wow.
I'm just like,
I really love when a tangent
it-
comes back.
Yeah, it seems like I thought Japan was like really on top of it with health and safety, but it seems like to me
No.
it feels like some things you have to go through so many red tapes.
Oh, yeah.
just to get anything done. But there are some things in health and safety in Japan that is just a fucking free for all, and you just kind of make shit
yeah.
up as you go along.
And I feel a lot of those types of things where Japan is kind of just like, OHS, what's that? Is
Yeah.
usually linked to stuff that's just like, well, it's tradition.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
people have been doing it for hundreds of thousands of years,
Yeah.
and, we're still around as a society. So,
People-
sure, it's a little dangerous, but, like, it's all for culture. It's all
Also,
for tradition.
I mean, you can sue in Japan, but people don't sue as much.
Yeah.
Like
No.
in the UK and the US, I mean, especially the US, people love a good sue. And
I think people get lawyers before they get health insurance in America.
No, in Japan, you leave a bad Google review, and that's like worse.
Yeah,
than
right.
suing.
But
that's a business destroyer.
Yeah.
like you don't have
like,
to.
shit, I'm
there's
done for.
not. I feel like there's not that much of a concern for that. Like when people get food poisoning here, they often don't like try and get some try to take some kind
Recuperates.
recoup any cost or whatever from the restaurant or something.
That's true.
Like food health and safety here is actually very lax.
Yeah,
and it's very much just built on we trust that everyone is doing what they say they're doing.
Yeah.
I think the Japanese mentality of it is, oh, I got food poisoning at this restaurant. That's not on the fault of the restaurant. That's on the fault of me who couldn't, properly bring in the food. I like to think because a lot of like
this sounds sus.
Well, I mean, my Japanese side understands that because it's like it's very much this mentality of I don't want to inconvenience other people.
Yeah.
It's like my problems are my own, and I don't want to make it, and I don't want to drag people who may perhaps be innocent about it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I totally understand why they wouldn't like there isn't like a Karen that just comes out and is like, how dare you food poison me?
Sometimes you get a bad batch as well. Like that. That could be out of the restaurant's control.
Exactly.
A lot of the time it is due to just not cooking it or storing it properly. But it does happen, and I can understand that why you'd be like, it's just like I'm sick. I'll be done. I'll be fine in the next day. No need to make a big fuss about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a lot more of a culture for that. But also, I mean, again, the old traditions combined with the fact that I think people are generally more sensible here.
That's true.
Every
That's
weird
true.
law or rule we have in the UK or the US is because somebody fucked up.
Yeah.
Like somebody was stupid enough and said like, what if I bungee jumped without much safety?
What if I run down a hill with a ball of cheese?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is why we
Festival,
can't have nice things.
hello.
This is why we can't have nice things. Yeah, doing bungee jumping in Japan was so fun. You got to do it.
Yeah, I want to.
Did you do it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
How was the health and safety?
Awesome, dude. I was like, you hear these horror stories of people doing it in like countries where you're like, they don't have a great reputation for
Health and safety.
Yeah, they'll be like, I went to this tiny island in the middle of nowhere, and there was a dude who just had the bungee, and that was it. Yeah. It's like you're always like attached by like 2 wires, not even just a bungee. Like as in like But when you actually do the jump, it's just a bungee. But every moment up until that, you're connected with like 2-3 wires. It's super safe, and it was awesome, dude.
I still won't do it though,
bro.
I'm too much of a bitch.
I want to do a bigger one.
Well, how big is the one you did?
I think it was about 100 meters.
And that's considered small,
It's
medium?
generally quite small for bungee jumping.
Right.
I think the biggest in Japan is in Gifu, and it's like 210 meters.
Right.
And dude, it's sick.
I want to skydive.
Fucking.
I think I would like
to bungee jump, but I think I would prefer skydiving.
Yeah,
skydiving,
same.
Yeah.
I just don't like the idea of being strapped to someone.
Well,
but I understand you have to.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it is. Like 'cause I obviously can't.
Unless you get a license.
I can't fuck. Yeah, but you to start even getting a license.
Yeah.
You just, you know what I mean? Like to me, it's like I love the freedom.
I just want to jump out of a plane by
Okay,
myself.
yes, I do want to do that.
Yeah.
One day when I retire, hopefully at age like 50, 40, I'm trying to do the Felix speed run of retiring before 40. I would love to just get like a skydiving license and just be able to do it and take my friends out.
I just want to be like my hero, Tom Cruise.
Dude, imagine being like, oh, you want to go skydiving? Bro, I got you. I'll take you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm literally the guy. Like you jump and it's me.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, dude, don't go worry about it.
You jump. I
I'm
am the guy.
Bro, how much of a fucking flex would that be?
Yeah.
That would be fucking awesome. And then you can just skydive whenever you want.
Yeah,
Fucking
I mean,
badass.
but like you have to invest, rightly so, hundreds of like I don't know how many hours of like airtime to be able to get a license.
5 jumps, probably. I don't know.
5
Shit,
jumps.
I don't know. How many jumps do you need to get a skydiving license or whatever? I don't know how it works. Can we Google that?
Yeah.
Dude, the bungee was awesome though.
I want to be that, but instead of the skydiving, I want to be the you want to go on a yacht? Let's go. I got a license. I got a boat. Let's go. I want to be that guy.
Do you need a license for a yacht?
Yes.
I don't know.
You need a license to
bigger
operate a
boats.
yacht
For bigger
Yeah.
boats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, in Japan, I think you need a boat license for any boat. Some countries have limits for.
Well, in Japan, you need license for everything. I assume.
Kai has the answer for us.
Yeah, so it's 25 jumps, but you can jump solo.
25 jumps.
That's not that crazy.
I mean, that's a lot of jumps.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
still-
of
that's
jumps.
still a
but,
lot of
like,
jumps.
If you were doing a jump every month, 2 years, you got your license.
Jump every month. Sorry, babe, I have to go for my monthly jump.
I'm sure. Dude, after bungee jumping, I got the taste for it, dude.
I got the taste.
I got the taste.
You got the taste of
dude.
gravity.
That 1 second where you're jumping and you don't feel anything, dude.
Yeah.
That's a rush, dude.
What do you mean?
Because you're.
What do you mean when you hit
before you hit the elasticity?
terminal velocity?
Bro, you don't hit terminal velocity.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was gonna
You're not
say.
going that fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
You're getting shot out of a cannon?
Right, so
Yeah.
you obviously have the bungee jump attached to you.
Yeah.
But it's like dudes who throw it, right?
Yeah.
So for the first second or so, it is literally just you falling.
Yeah.
Before the bungee kicks in and it starts to stretch and slow you down. But that first second where it's just you jumping is nuts. And it feels insane. Because you jump and it's like, holy shit, this is what it would look like if I jumped off a cliff.
Yeah.
This is how
Exactly.
it would feel.
Yeah.
Like just that nothingness and just the speed is
You just
insane.
feel like your guts just like.
Dude, yeah, like your whole body just goes up and because I dived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did 3 jumps and I wanted to do each one cooler. Obviously,
Yeah.
I did a dive the first time and then a running dive the second time, then I did a flip the third time.
Wow.
I was like, can I do tricks? And they were like, probably shouldn't, but you can. And I was like, how do I do it? and then they were like, all right, so you got to hold the bungee to your side and then you can do flips.
Oh, so
Okay.
otherwise the rope will get tangled.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
and then also it turns easier. So then you can do it, and then you let go, and you want to just return back to normal,
Right,
but don't
right.
let it slap your face.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. But dude, that
Did you do like the Ezio fucking like?
That's what I did. I did the like fish dive. I did the fucking swimmer dive.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh, yeah,
down.
yeah.
And, oh my god, dude, the shots
Leap
from the
of faith.
GoPro
Yeah.
and the 360 cam are so cool.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've always wanted to go bungee jumping and skydiving.
Come
I've
and
always
do it.
been like a,
Come and do it.
you know, you reach a age sometimes because I loved roller coasters. You reach an age where you're like, roller coasters just ain't doing it for me anymore. You know what I mean?
I never
Like-
hit that point.
I'm
I'm still scared of roller
Yeah,
coasters.
yeah.
You know, like skiing, snowboarding, the hardest slopes doesn't do anything for me. I
Yeah.
need that rush.
Yeah. See,
Jumping off a cliff
yeah.
did it for me.
See, it's weird for me because it's like I've always had this fear of heights for the longest
Yeah.
time. But in certain situations, I'm totally okay with it. So I don't think I'll be able to bungee jump. I think I'll be too much of a pussy. But like, for Journey Across Japan, we did parasailing and we were up like
I'm surprised Chris did that.
And we were like, no, he fucking hated it. He was shitting his pants. But I think seeing him shit his pants made me really enjoy it.
Yeah. Well,
You know what I mean?
We did this fun. We did
It's like I'm like 100, 150 meters up in the air.
Yeah.
If I was by myself, I would be shitting. There'd just be a
Really?
stream of shit.
Yeah. I
wanna
Just
do
flying
it.
down.
I
But
wanna
like,
do
it. I wanna do that
because
as well.
I'm with someone who is more scared than me,
Yeah.
I was like, this is awesome. I love it.
Dude, I'm
Great,
sure-
just bring Chris everywhere.
I'm
Just
Yeah.
like,
yeah, I mean, he's a little worse. I'm sure
Yeah.
he's going to talk about this when he comes on.
Yeah.
But like, my God, trying to get him to do any of the like,
Wait, did he do it?
no,
Of course not.
no.
Yeah, of course not.
Originally, okay, so there's 3 things that you can do at this place. You should go. It's called Gravity Park in Saitama. It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. You got to drive there though. So there's a bridge and a zip line. So you zip line across and then you walk across the bridge. It's pretty,
yeah.
a bit boring for me.
I like
Yeah.
zip lines.
Zip
Yeah.
lines like baby.
It's
you
like
know?
a baby zip line.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
very
Yeah.
small. And then there's the swing. And the swing, I honestly found scarier than the bungee.
Really?
It's literally a swing. You sit there, and then a dude just drops you.
Oh,
And
I've
then-
done the swings before.
Right.
And then you
Yeah.
drop, and you go really fucking fast, really close to the ground, way closer than the bungee. And
Yeah.
it swings, and there's this massive kind of arc.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Right.
holy shit, was that terrifying. And originally, when we made this video, I booked for Chris to do it. 'Cause he was like, yeah, I'll do this swing. So
Yeah.
I think he just envisioned, swing.
I've been on a swing before.
Because you can do it tandem as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, we'll do it together.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, of course, when we got there, Chris saw the swing and was like, actually, I don't think I want to do it. And I was like, what do you mean? I paid for it. It was like $150.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I don't want to do it. I was like, come on. And then he was like, oh, that's fine, I'll do the zip line. And right when he got to the zip line, I went first. And I'm like, where's Chris? And I can see him like not getting in the ready position to go. I'm just like, what? Come on, man.
What? So you chicken out of that as well?
No, he was going to though. In the video, it's really good. You should watch it.
Yeah.
It's Chris is having like a mental bout. I'm sure he'll come on and tell us all about it.
Right.
It was interesting though.
Yeah,
It
because the same thing happened on Journey Across Japan. We were supposed to, because we could only go on pairs on this parasail,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But there's only 3 of us. It was me, Chris and Natsuki. So one of us had to go twice, right? And the guy was like, okay, but we also have to like think about like the weight balance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so immediately he like looked at Chris and was like, you're going on twice. And he was just like, yes, of course, I'll do it. And then he does it the first time with me. shitting his pants the entire time. Comes back down and he's like, I'm not doing this the second time. And so I had to go up for him the second time. And I'm just like, all right, fine.
What I've always had with stuff that I'm scared of, the moment I've done it once and I found that it's fine,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's great. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Right.
But some people, like, I guess like Chris or other people I've met, it's like they do it and they're like, I'd never want to do that ever again. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I
but you
get
saw
that.
it was safe though. Like what?
No, but that's the thing. I totally get
Really?
people who do it the first time and maybe they just like hated it so much they never want to do it again.
Yeah,
I
not
totally get
everyone
that.
likes adrenaline.
Yeah,
you know?
But, like, if you-
I totally
if-
get that, but there's a difference between being like, I'll do it once, and if I like it, I won't do it again,
Yeah.
and yes,
Yeah.
I'll do it twice, it's super easy, and like exuding this confidence, and it's like, and then immediately being like, oh, actually, never mind, I don't want to do it ever again. I'm like, just admit you don't want to do it, it's fine. Like, I'll fully admit right here and right now, I don't want to go bungee jumping. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even want to try it because I think I'll just fucking hate it. But I'm not gonna
Well,
like,
it's not like
I'm
you're
not gonna
a-
like show false confidence and being like, oh, yeah, fucking
Sure, you just,
easy.
it's because you haven't done it once yet. Once you
Whatever.
do it once, you'll get the taste, man.
I think when you do things once, a lot of the time you realize, this is not that scary.
Right,
You
right.
just do it, yeah.
I'm
But
sure.
I'd never
Yeah.
call you like a beta for not wanting to put yourself
Right.
doing that. 'Cause
Exactly.
That shit is scary.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
Well,
Exactly.
I think the thing is with especially like a lot of thrill rides, thrill sports, just in general, is that I feel like, you know, as a kid, I think you're more up for anything, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
have this concept of danger
yeah.
in your mind.
Not as
right?
much anyway.
Not as much.
Yeah.
So like I remember, you know, I tried out skateboarding. And I was like, yeah, this seems pretty fun. Everyone seems to love skateboarding. I had one bad fall, and that's all it took for me to be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yep.
You know, I hate this. You
Yep.
know? And like similar things. I've heard so many similar stories to people who have done snowboarding, skiing. As a kid, they will go like fucking Mach 10 or whatever. I don't
yeah.
fucking know.
God, yeah, I
and
did
then they have like one bad fall, and they've just never recovered from it.
Yeah.
Mentally, you know.
It's that whole mentality of climbing a tree, and
Yeah.
then you just all it takes is one fall out of the tree, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm never climbing that high up ever
Yeah,
again,
yeah, exactly.
right? And it's
Right.
like, and it's the difference between the kid that learns to never climb that tree again, and the kid to go, "Ow, that hurt. Let me try that again."
Yeah, that's what I would always do that.
Yeah.
If I ever fucked up, I was just like, all right, well, I could have just
See,
done that.
I was
Yeah.
that kid where it's like, I fell out of the tree.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm never touching a
Yeah.
tree ever in my life.
yeah, I could have died there.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah.
Exactly.
That's why I've
Definitely,
never had a
yeah.
broken bone in my body.
yeah, exactly. Same.
I've had so many bad falls skiing and snowboarding, and I've never broken anything, luckily. I sprained my
Yeah.
wrist, but that was about it.
Right.
So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it depends for me. Like, I've had some bad falls on a skateboard and a snowboard and a ski and
Skateboard
stuff like
one's
that.
fucking, because you're on concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I've
you-
had some bad falls on a
You don't,
skateboard.
you don't just get like you get grazes as well, which is like it's I fucking hate grazes.
At least you don't get
on
grazes
anything.
on a snowboard or a
Yeah,
ski.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I never wanted to do skateboarding. It looked so scary.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I seeing some of the injuries my friends got, I was like, you know what? I'm a thrill seeker, but this just
Yeah.
doesn't do it for
Well,
me.
were they padded up? They probably weren't padded
no.
up.
Yeah.
Well, a few of them are professionals now.
Right,
Still do it to this day.
Yeah.
Like,
But
doing,
but that's the thing. It's
touring
like I
around.
think there's this like weird thing, especially with like skateboarding when you start off, where it's like, oh, I don't want to be that lame guy with like the knee pads and the elbow
gotta be-
pads and the
you gotta be
helmet.
metal, you know?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, because like all the cool kids, all the cool skateboarders are just like in a shirt and shorts. But it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but that's because they're good enough to the point now where they're not going to fucking hurt themselves. They know how to fall without injuring themselves. They know like how to get out of rough situations and
Yeah.
rough falls, right? Because they probably started off with the pads. Like you still see professionals wearing all the pads.
If Tony Hawk can use pads and helmets, then you can use pads
yeah, exactly.
and helmets, okay?
Exactly.
I've always wondered, you know, like parkour people.
yeah.
Yeah.
How do you master the roll and not fucking just destroying your body? You know when they roll off like big jumps?
Oh, yeah.
And they just like don't get any damage?
Yeah.
It's like, do you just practice that indoors a bunch on carpet?
They don't
I
get
think-
full damage.
They literally like avoid fall damage, and it's with this like this roll shit that I've seen.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
how the fuck do you do that?
I
Well,
think
I-
they're practicing gymnasiums, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's like a combination of practicing on gymnasium and just kind of like upping your height slowly
Yeah.
and
Some
slowly.
of the jumps they jump
Yeah.
from there. I'm like, even this bullshit roll can't solve
Well,
that.
I
surely.
assume they don't jump off a building straight away and be like, okay, either you break your legs or you
Or you just don't make the jump
yeah.
and you die.
I've heard horror stories of people like attempting to do like big jumps and stuff from parkour right away because they're like, well,
Yeah.
this is how you learn.
Yeah.
This is how you got to injure yourself.
I've seen videos of like some parkour guys where there's like in some countries there's specific gymnasiums for parkour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
think
so
LA has some actually.
yeah. I've always wanted to go to one.
Do
It
you
looks
want to
fun.
know the one sport I do not know how people get into?
Tag.
Huh?
Tag.
Tag.
Extreme tag.
No,
Have you seen that shit?
Yeah.
I've seen that
Okay,
shit.
okay,
Okay, but I can see that though.
Okay, good.
Fucking, is it longboarding?
Oh, bro, that's terrifying.
That like
Longboarding.
It's where you have like a long skateboard and just going down a hill.
Oh,
Yeah,
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 fucking
yeah,
million
yeah.
miles
on,
an hour.
on
Yeah.
a road, on a road with cars on it.
My friend
right?
used to do that.
I'm just like, the people that do this must be born without a fear factor
it's
in
so
their
dangerous.
brain.
They took the amygdala out. It's
Yeah,
just like,
exactly.
No
right?
emotions.
Like, you must not feel fear to be able to fucking do this. Because even just seeing GoPro footage, I'm like, no. This
Yeah.
gives me anxiety.
Yeah, well, yeah, because
Exactly.
if you lose your balance, you're falling
It's not
onto
even that.
concrete.
It's like if a
Yeah.
car just comes.
Exactly.
Alright.
There's so many points of danger where, you know,
How
a
do you
car
brake?
could come, you're going as fast as a car, and you're...
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah,
jumping.
faster than a
It's like
car.
jumping out of a moving car, basically, by
And-
falling off a long
Yeah,
board.
and all you have is a fucking skateboard. You're going
Yeah.
like 70 plus miles an hour
You can't brake.
down a
How
hill.
do you brake?
You can't.
No, you can't.
You can brake with your body. But yeah, that's one thing where I'm like, someone must have been crazy to invent this sport, you know?
There are a lot of crazy people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, fucking the concept of like someone like Evel Knievel, right? It's just like, yeah, what if I just like took a bike and just like did a 50 fucking meter jump off
Oh,
of it?
that shit's crazy. The people who do the bike, like motocross bike
Yeah,
stuff.
like the extreme motocrossing
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
It's like another world.
It's
It
crazy.
just doesn't feel real.
Yeah. It's because like you have to, you definitely have to be a certain type of person, certain type of thrill seeker. I'm just wondering what kind of, what are the environments that
You're the type of kid, right? If we go back to like the falling out of the tree analogy,
Yeah.
people like that are the type of kids who climb up the tree, fall, break their arm, and they go, what if I break another one? How many can I do?
Well, yeah, it's like weird jobs. You're like, how did you get this? Like, you know, like deep sea, like cable fixing people.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
when they
fuck, they you have to like,
you depressurize
Yeah.
for like a few weeks, but you're like on the floor of the ocean fixing these cables.
it's like
these
Twilight
suits.
swimmers or something.
Something insane. I
Yeah.
think there's
Yeah.
a really good documentary on Netflix about a bunch of people in Scotland, how because they're attached to like an umbilical cord.
Yeah.
And I think one of the dudes, their cord got stuck
Oh, shit.
while they were, because the weather was crazy up top and
Yeah.
throwing the boat around, pulling this guy around the floor bed.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's like
That's,
such anxiety.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this job seems like, one, why? Why would you decide to do this? Like, I'm sure the pay is insane. But, but like, my God, to go to the ocean floor and just fix oil companies' pipes? Hell no.
I saw.
But the thing that's awful about that is that you spend months just
Oh, yeah.
down there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because it takes so long to depressurize, it's only financially viable if these divers are just down there for months on end for shifts, right? So you're just living in a small fucking pressurized cave for months, only to go out to fucking fix cables at the bottom of the fucking ocean. I'm like, that sounds like the most awful job I can imagine.
we respect all of you who
Like,
do that.
huge fucking respect to anyone who does that.
You guys are crazy.
It's like that video of the guy who I think he works at like a sewerage like facility, and he has to like go into the sewerage pools to like fix like draining issues and shit like that. And it's literally just a dude who dives into shit for a living.
Probably just can't smell.
Probably not. He's just like cuts off his nose.
Well, it's like jobs where you get exposed to certain things. You become numb to it, like chefs who get oil burns on their hands so much that they don't have any feeling left in their fingers. So,
Yeah.
Right.
And it's, you know, I think there's a few other ones with like smell where you just get used to it.
Yeah.
You just very quickly have to get
But
over
the
it.
oil ones make sense because it's kind of like, you know, when you first pick up a guitar, you get like calluses on your fingers.
Right.
Eventually, your skin hardens, you know.
Or it's like morticians, right? That like have to deal with dead bodies every
You
day.
just deal with it.
You just
right?
have to
Like,
deal with it.
We're fucking good at adapting.
Yeah.
Not me, other people. are
I
good at it.
think
I'm good at sitting here and talking.
well, I think you shouldn't underestimate how adaptable humans are.
Oh no, we are.
Yeah, just to get used to something that you shouldn't get used to. I
God,
guess.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, like, look how hot it's there. How do you get used to that?
Yeah, because I remember I saw like a video about like this, you know, just this mortician who just like goes through his day and just like describes his job and shit like that.
Oh,
He's
the
just-
one on fuck, what's his name?
What?
Wired.
Oh, there was that one as well.
Everyone fucking loves that dude.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. There's a different guy as well.
Attractive mortician alive.
Yeah. There's a different guy, and he's just like goes through like daily, occurrences of a mortician, and it's just like, so today I'm dealing with 2 patients. He calls them patients. I'm dealing with 2 patients that died recently, and we have to go through the process. Yeah. They're basically just doctors.
Oh, well, is it like titled doctor or something?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like a cross between. It's like a cross between a doctor and a makeup artist. Right? Because it's like you have to fix the body up, obviously.
Doctors, right?
Yeah.
But they also have to make the body presentable,
for a funeral,
for a funeral or a coffin. It's just like, it's just like really cool. Because like when you think of like mortician, you immediately think of like a certain type of person, right? But then you immediately are just like,
a goth kid.
Yeah.
The goth kids from South Park.
Right, but it's like, why would you want a job where you deal with dead bodies every day? But then when you actually like look into it, you're just like, oh, these people are just like every other person.
I saw one where it was that one, the Wired dude who mentioned something along the lines of, it just makes you appreciate life a lot more. Yeah, because you're working with dead bodies and seeing grieving families a lot.
Yeah.
And you're really doing your best to give grieving families a really like appropriate goodbye.
Yeah.
And in that sense, I can understand why you would see it as like, okay, I like doing this job because I like giving families the opportunity to have the kind of send off they want and giving them that kind of closure.
Morticians are just doctors with no risk.
Exactly.
You get to close the loop on life, right?
You can't kill your patient if he's already dead.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder if any of those people in the freezer are actually alive and they accidentally finish them off, like cutting them open or something.
Who knows? Who knows? That's a horror movie, I'm pretty sure there is a horror movie.
Yeah, there is. I'm pretty sure there's a horror movie like that where there's someone who's like frozen in the morgue thing and then they're alive and someone's going to open them up.
Probably some kind of urban legend. No, because I saw this TikToker as well who his job was like a cleaner, but his speciality was like cleaning up crime scenes.
Oh, I saw that dude.
Experts.
I saw this dude.
Yeah, forensics. Yeah, and I'm just like, it's just the way he just talks about cleaning up bits of brain so casually, and I'm like, man, motherfucker, Samuel L. Jackson didn't keep his cool in Pulp Fiction. How are you so chill? How are you so chill about it, man?
I'm like,
I'm a mushroom cloud making motherfucker.
those are jobs where I'm like, is this okay for you to talk about this in your film? Because he doesn't film anything on the job, but he recreates it. And I'm like, is this okay, right? Like, this is fine. Like, I think it's fine.
Yeah, he's just showing his job.
It's like people who film their TikToks in their like McDonald's shift. I'm like, like fuck McDonald's, they're not paying you enough.
Yeah.
But like, are you allowed to do this?
Yeah.
Like,
sometimes
sometimes
the manager is in like the videos. I'm like,
Is this why my order of 60 nuggets is taking 20 minutes? Because out back I'm just hearing like
This is why the ice cream machine is always fucking broken.
Because the fucking technician is doing TikToks about why he's fixed his ice cream machines.
They're just forcing in the back.
I've always wondered about that because I remember like there was this ice cream TikToker who like worked at like one of
that dude, I know. Isn't it stupid that I know exactly who you're talking about from all these jobs? Like, there's like the guy.
There is the guy.
The guy who makes the ice cream on the table.
Yeah, on the table it's like POV, and then he makes different kind of ice creams,
like the Cold Stone Creamery.
Yeah, the Cold Stone Creamery guy. Yeah.
Is that what he's called?
Well, that's the name of the store.
And then there's the guy who does the Subway.
Oh yeah,
There's the guy, and it's literally him, but just a reskin. It's crazy, right?
I know exactly what you mean.
And I'm just like, which Subway is this being filmed at? Like, what are you?
Well,
what are you filming?
He owns the Subway.
Oh, he owns the Subway.
His family owns the Subway.
Oh, okay.
So that's like big brains. It's like you're double dipping in revenue streams.
Yeah.
I respect it. But if you're just straight up like an employee, you got the GoPro on. You're like, so today I had this customer that came in and the staff like, hey. We got an order.
Because sometimes
you imagine being the customer and he just starts monologuing while he's making a sandwich.
Because you're like watching like a Nile Red video unfold behind you. You're like, Nile. Not Nile. Not Nile.
Stop.
It's not sulfuric acid. It's chocolate chip. Not Nile. I don't know. It makes me weirdly uncomfortable in a weird way.
Yeah, because sometimes you see the customers in it, and I'm just like, it's.
I would be like, stop fucking TikToking myself. I don't give a fuck.
I want a goddamn sandwich.
Yeah. I'm like, can you make my?
Can you imagine these TikTokers existing in Japan? Like, a customer comes in the Subway or something in Japan, and you're like, excuse me, may I film a TikTok while I'm making your Subway?
I wonder if they ask. I kind of like it though. Like, I like the idea that I do this. I'm like, can I have a chicken nugget and a Big Mac meal? And it's like, so I mean, this customer came in and asked you for, and I'm like,
because
I'm standing right here.
it is all voiceover.
It is all voiceover.
I just in a funny world.
But the thing is, you can clearly see in these TikToks that they're using both hands. So the customer comes in, and then there must be this guy with a fucking rig with his like phone in front of his face, and just like, yes,
the phone's like taped to his face. This is like, what would your order be?
It's like, yes, can I take your order? By the way, I'm going to be filming a TikTok of your order if that's okay.
I would like it though. I think it'd be sick. I'd love to go to a fast food place and they're doing it. I don't know why. I think it's awesome.
I want to see it.
Like it's like I hope that they have all the permissions to do it so they don't get shit for it and don't lose their job. But yeah, I think it's awesome. I love this trend of I'm just going to film me doing my job. Like I feel like every single job is interesting. It's just about presenting it as interesting.
Oh
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like there's that dude who fixes carpets, just replaces carpets. Have you seen that guy?
No,
dude. Just like I'm not even remotely interested in any of this, but sometimes I'll just watch.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about TikTok or this kind of shit that they do is when they add something, they do something in the short or the TikTok that is just immediately the only thing anyone can focus on, and it has nothing to do with the subject. So, in this one carpet fixing thing, he for some reason he shows B-roll of his fish, and it's a tiny fish bowl, like the ones you would get at like the dollar store.
Right. Yeah.
And there's a fish in it, and just all the comments are like, "Bruh, for real, you showing us the fish that's being that's in like a David Blaine skit?" Like all the comments are just about this thing. Nobody is talking about him fixing this carpet. And there's a bunch of other TikToks where I can't think of it at the top of my head, but you'll watch a video and maybe they'll have like a really big hand or something.
Yeah.
And all the comments will be like, is nobody going to talk about the hand? Like, I remember this one where this dude showed his like wedding ring briefly in a shot. And it was on so goddamn tight. But he was doing something else.
Yeah.
And all the comments were like, this bro about to amputate his finger. And it was just literally all that. I love that.
That's my favorite part about TikTok.
When comments enhance the funniness of it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I think there's a whole subgenre of that on TikTok where it's just like people doing things, narrating about something that's nothing to do with the thing that they're doing.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I think like, ironically,
it's usually a time lapse.
Ironically, I think how this trend started was probably like in the drama community, because like remember like the good old Leafy days where it would just be
good old
the good old Leafy days where he would just be using like some clips of CS:GO surfing, and then just talking about drama or like some shit, and I'm like, why is the CS:GO surfing here? What's that got to do with the point of the video?
It's iconic.
People still do that.
But people still do that, right? All they've done is just replace the CS:GO surfing, and then they've replaced the drama with just anything now.
My favorite trend is it's like the girls going, if you had like 2 minutes with me, what would you do? And it's just something completely unrelated. I fucking love this. Have you seen the one with the GeoGuessr dude?
Oh yeah.
If you had 5 minutes with me, what would it be? This is Angola right here, and then we're going to Thailand right now.
I love he always answers with like one word answers and then immediately goes to GeoGuessr.
I fucking love it. It cracks me up.
It's the ones that are like, tell me you did this thing without telling me you did this thing, and he's like, no. Anyway, so we're here in Sweden right now. I think
I love this.
Looks like Ecuador. All right, got it.
I think there's genuinely some really funny TikToks there. There's just so much cringe.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Fuck. I don't even know if I should mention it. So I found this TikTok, and I won't give too many details because I don't want to give it away and I don't want to give them shit. So I was man of my own business. One of my friends from school messages me.
Yeah.
And he's like, bruh, look at this. I opened the TikTok and it's like a TikTok where there's like a giant age difference between the couple.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of gross. It was like 70 and like 20.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it was like, hey, you know me. Yeah. I like all the women. You know how it is. Right. Age difference, it don't mean shit. But there is a limit. There is a limit to how. Listen, if you're putting the guy into a retirement home at 23, you got stuff to worry. I mean, come on. So, we're kind of doing this, and I messaged back, and I'm like, wow, that was weird. He's like, wait, didn't you realize? I'm like, wait, realize what? And he's like, oh, that's the girl we went to school with. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that's the girl we went to school with. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh shit, it is.
Oh fuck.
Holy
Oh,
fuck.
wow.
And I'm like, oh my God. And this TikTok has like millions and millions of views.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck? This is so bizarre. This is like such a weird timeline.
Yeah.
that I feel like I'm on. And I was like, this is weird.
Because like, yeah, no, I know exactly how you feel, because like it's like when you discover that like this one random
friend from
person,
school was sus.
Yeah.
this one random person who made this like hyper popular meme where you don't know where it came from,
Yeah.
is like someone who's not that far degree of separation from you.
Yeah,
Like I had
exactly.
that recently actually. Like, do you know that one? It's easy if I just show you, but like, you know the one where it's like the girl just being like, oh look, a dandelion must be the last one of the season, and then she eats the dandelion.
No, I haven't seen
No.
it.
Okay, so it's basically this like Ice Age one, and it's like really funny, and like it made its rounds a
Joey
long
back
time
on the
ago.
Ice Age binge.
I mean,
It
it came
can't
up on my
escape, baby.
It came up on my thing, and I'm just like, that's hilarious,
Okay.
because she just like eats this dandelion, just like spits it out, and so so my sister and I share memes a lot.
Yeah.
And so I sent this one because I'm like, you appreciate Ice Age just as much as me. So I sent it to her, and she's like, bro, I went to school with her.
Oh, seriously?
She's like she was like my best friend in high school. I'm just like, what the fuck? And you never told me about this? You
so
never told me
weird.
that your friend from high school made one of the funniest Ice Age memes on TikTok? Like, what the fuck? And it was so
Bro,
weird.
hit me up. We can be best
hit me
friends,
up.
man.
Yeah, I want some of that clout.
Yeah.
It's weird being a person who does stuff online and then like you feel that like you're like the only one in your friend group. And then
Yeah,
you hear about
right?
people
Yeah.
you know, and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, remember back in the day where it's like they said everyone will get their 15 minutes of fame or something? I think that's like becoming more true.
No, now it's 15 seconds of fame.
Now it's 15
Yeah.
seconds of fame. Now it's
On
like
TikTok,
a TikTok
yeah.
of fame, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone, like most of my mates, they have like one claim of something that's happened online, whether it be like, oh, I had a post blow up on Reddit and get the front page or some shit. You know, there's always like something I think that has happened where something you've done online has just blown up out of your control.
Hopefully for good reasons.
Hopefully for
Hopefully
good
for good
reason.
reasons.
Hopefully
I'm on the front page. Why is it r/nice guys? What?
/ that happened.
What do you mean?
This episode is sponsored by Harry's.
Guys, at this time of the year, you might be going back to school, or it's wedding season, or it's a holiday prep, okay? We're all cutting it close this season as we go straight from one thing to another. And with their incredibly sharp razors and refills that arrive in the nick of time, Harry's is the official sponsor of Cutting It Close.
I've said it 1,000 times and I'll say it again. Harry's is the only razor that I actually use. The first time I tried it, I was blown away, and I love that it stays sharp for like a million years after.
Well, guess what, Connor? Right now, you can get Harry's starter set for just, get this, $3 dues.
Actually insane.
Plus, you'll get a free travel size body wash. The set includes a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover. A $16 value for just $3 by visiting harrys.com/trash taste, boys.
Right.
Don't waste any more time comparing brands. Harry's has the highest customer satisfaction survey in the shaving industry, and they're still offering a no-risk trial. Don't like your shave? No worries. It's on them.
So no matter how busy things get, stay fresh with Harry's. Get your Harry's starter set today, and you'll also get a free travel-sized body wash. Just go to harrys.com/trash taste. That's harrys.com/trash taste.
Back to the episode. Do you think the GeoGuessr guy could like has skills to work for like like intelligence agency or something like that?
No. It's a different skill set. Because have you seen how they learn? It's like you learn like, oh, look out for the type of bollards in this country. And then when you find out the bollards...
Fuck's a bollard?
look,
You've
things
already
like-
lost me.
You know what a bollard is?
No.
It's like the fucking things at the side of the road that like, you know, where you just are on the side of the road that like line it sometimes. You know, like where you lean your bike against it or something. And sometimes
Like a pole?
Yeah, but like not a big. It's a bollard. It's a small kind of stubby one.
Like around like waist
Yeah,
height
yeah,
ones,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, they're called
Yeah.
bollards?
Yeah, they're bollards.
I didn't know that.
Well, you learn something new every day.
yeah.
So you know, like you know, let's say every country has very distinct road patterns and bollards. You don't know it because you're a human being and you're not weird and you don't look for this stuff. But obviously, you know, you can game it. And so while you're looking at that, you'll notice, oh, okay, so if Africa has these type of bollards and road markings, whilst you're studying and learning this, you're also just happening to look at Africa a lot. So,
Yeah.
you know, you can just learn.
Yeah, but then you inadvertently you gain so much knowledge just about like
Oh, yeah,
every country.
yeah.
You inadvertently become an expert in like maybe indirectly like the infrastructure, the buildings of like every fucking
Oh, yeah,
country.
yeah, I'm sure.
If he can recognize an image within like 0.1 seconds or something, he can garner that much information. That just means to garner that much information in such a short amount of time, that must be like a wealth of knowledge that he can be able to like.
Yeah.
Get.
But I imagine a computer can do it better though. If you took a picture of any place, fed it into a computer, I bet it could probably get it more accurate than a human.
Well, you could probably just like reverse Google.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's so much images of shit online, you know, and you know, these GeoGuessers are like, you know, if the GeoGuessr isn't in the country, which are a lot of countries.
Oh yeah.
You just have no knowledge of that country.
Yeah.
You're like giga-brained at like Mexico, but China comes up, you're like, you know, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Well, it's funny because like you look at something like GeoGuessr, and you would never imagine that there would be people this good at just like knowing and recognizing the world.
Yeah, true.
But turn it into a game,
and
people will break the system. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
As soon as there's a game and a high score, you can inadvertently just get skills that you would never ever think about getting through just like traditional education systems.
It's just such a good game. Like, like the concept of it is really solid.
Yeah.
And it's like anyone can, you know, again, if a game is able to be understood by like my parents within like 10 seconds of explaining, it's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic viewing experience as well. Like watching someone struggle with GeoGuessr is fun because you have your own thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, I think it's here.
Or it's the country of your residence. Right?
Yeah.
And
Or
you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I live here.
You know, every time like fucking Luxembourg comes up, you're like, fuck you, Luxembourg people, for having a country that looks the same as every other country around it.
And then that one Luxembourgian in the chat is like, how dare you?
Yeah.
laughs in high GDP.
Yeah.
No, but like, what was I gonna say? Fuck. I had I had a thought, and then it just like fucking evaporated.
I definitely do want to play GeoGuessr though. I still haven't
Dude,
played
you
it.
should. It's so fun. It's as fun as you think it is. Like it.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're like you watch someone play it and you're like, I think I'll have fun playing this.
Yeah.
And you do because it's a fun game.
Yeah, because could you like, one of the big things, right? GeoGuessr is another game. Language learning. I think people have tried to gamify language learning. You see that a lot in Duolingo, right? Do you think there are like some skills that just can't be gamified, like language learning?
Depends on the person, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah.
I think some people can really learn super fast that way.
Yeah.
And other people, it just will not do anything for them.
Yeah.
Because learning languages is so hard.
Yeah.
It's a completely different side of like your learning compared to other stuff like learning physics or learning this. It's a whole nother like
It's a completely
section, I think, of thought.
Yeah, it's a completely different type of skill that I think just exists on multiple levels. Like, you know, just learning vocab and like sentence structure is not the end all be all for language, right? Like if you don't have an understanding of how that language is used based on the culture that the language comes from, then you're just like, then you're no different to a dictionary.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
I mean, English has always just been a suggestion. It's always been just a tool to get whatever point we want across. In like
Isn't that every
in its
language?
broken. No, because other languages have like very rigid rules. English is literally just made to be fucking construed into whatever we need it to be.
Yeah.
Like think about half the shit we say in English. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Like, and new words are added all the time. But also the way that some of the old words are used are like, okay, I guess. Like that doesn't make much sense, but okay, we'll roll with it.
Yeah, like one thing that blows my mind is where a language has a law in that language that completely changes the way like you think. So I believe that like there's a language that is used in like by the Aborigines in like Australia, right? Where instead of using directions, aka, you know, up, down, left, right, and everything, they refer to it in absolute direction.
Yeah.
So by having a language that is just pre-programmed with absolute direction, like north, south, east, west, you have to like mentally have a compass with you all of the time.
So to explain absolute direction from my understanding, it's like you don't have a left and right hand, you have a east and west hand.
Yeah.
If you're facing north.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're not facing north, then you have a north and south hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like that's just like, oh my God, like I have to be aware of which way I'm facing in order to tell you that I am holding something in this hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which absolutely like blows my mind that that's just a thing. Also, what happens if you just trap them in like a box room or something?
Maybe they'd have a hunch.
They just have like a magnet in there.
They just have a magnet
I
in
know
the
we
mind
are
being like,
facing
okay.
northwest.
I forgot on the whole English point as well. You know, because grammar is like optional in English a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's really not necessary for English to function, it doesn't really need any grammar.
Yeah.
Like, as stupid as it sounds, you can get. It's all just about getting your point across in English. It doesn't matter how you do it.
Well, I think that's true for like most languages, right? You
Like
mean-
grammar as in like what, like sentence structure and shit, or
Yeah. You can just break sentences.
Oh,
in
yeah, of
English,
course.
and it
Yeah.
works. Like in other languages, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't
I
work.
call it
'Cause-
speaking Google search bar.
Yeah, because like the Japanese is so context heavy that you messing up the structure of a sentence could lose context.
In some cases, but I would also like to think that English does that as well.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
Like
I-
if you said pineapple eat hungry, then you'd be
Yeah.
like, who? Is it you?
Yeah.
Is it me? And Japanese can be the same way.
I know that Welsh isn't as flexible to be broken as English is, and at least that's all I know. At least the very little Japanese I do know, it feels that way. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think in some ways Japanese is like even more flexible than English in some ways.
Oh yeah, because you don't have to stress about who the subject of the matter is in a lot of ways. Like
Yeah.
in English, it's like I did something, or you did something, or
Yeah.
they did something.
Yeah.
But in Japanese, you can just say did something, and
Yeah.
then you can just base on the context
Yeah.
of that sentence. You have a pretty good idea of who or what they're
Yeah.
referring to.
How do you know someone who's learning Japanese? They use watashi wa.
Yeah.
You know?
No one uses watashi wa. No one says watashi wa
Yeah.
gakko ni ikimasu. You just
Yeah.
say gakko ni ikimasu.
Yeah, exactly. It's
that's
it's very context heavy.
Yeah.
Where because we learn from it in English, where I say I am going somewhere instead of just going here. You know?
Yeah.
It's I mean, every language is different, and a lot of it. I mean, now that I've speak 2 languages and learning a third, they're flexible in like different ways. You know, I feel like English has a lot of advantages, especially when it comes to just expressing slang. Especially, I
Well,
feel
yeah,
like
you can make a sentence with just words that have never been made, and you can, or like words that just don't fucking exist,
Yeah.
and you can get your point across very easily.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, look at the North. My dad uses words, and I'm like, he just makes shit up.
Yeah.
But I know what he's saying.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Like what?
he just like, it's just like, instead of like, you know, I don't know, he just makes stuff up all the time. It's so frustrating. And I'm just like,
Is he making stuff up, or is he just saying something that exists that you just don't know?
no, he's like, I can't think of a good example, but like everything has to be shortened or construed differently.
But like sometimes it just makes sense, because it's the feeling, Like
Yeah.
I remember
Does
before.
Thai have that?
Huh?
Does Thai have that? Because Welsh doesn't really have that. You can't really just break the
nowhere
words.
near.
Shortening of
No,
words?
no.
Or just changing the words and you still understand the sentence.
Yeah, nowhere near as much as English, because I remember when people start using the word drip, and I remember like the very first time I heard someone use the word drip and not refer to like water or liquid, Remember those days? Remember those days?
Yeah.
But like I remember like, damn, he got drip, and I saw the picture and I immediately understood. Oh, it's because he's talking
Right.
about clothing, and I don't know why that just like clicked in my
It's
head
good.
immediately, but I got it. I got it. I immediately got damn bussin'. I
Yeah,
immediately
right?
got why. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like I'd never heard that word before, but like I understood the meaning of that word just by the context it was being used in. It was
Yeah.
like it wasn't just like me guessing. It was like for some reason that just makes sense.
Yeah,
That's-
I think that's one of the strengths of English is that
Yeah.
the vernacular is really easy to understand if you have a native experience. of
Yeah, like
speaking
you don't
English.
need to be like ingrained
Oh,
in
no.
a certain like clique to understand that
No, no,
particular
no.
term.
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
The advantages of English.
English is very OP.
That's why English is one of the most difficult languages to learn.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is
We're
try-
constantly making up new words
Yeah.
and we're constantly breaking grammatical rules.
I had to explain like copium to a Japanese person, and I was like, okay, like this is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, and I realized how, and like when I explain this, it's not gonna make
It
me
makes you sound
good.
stupid.
It's gonna make me sound dumb, but that's just how it is. Like we just use words that don't exist,
Yeah.
and then we drop them. But like I don't know why we do it.
Yeah.
We just do this.
It's not until
Yeah.
you think about it or you have to explain it to someone where English isn't their first language. Like, I remember I had to explain to my Japanese cousin what this was.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's a good fucking question. What the hell is that?"
Air quotes.
It's like they're air quotes, but
Air
like,
quotes.
how do you explain how you use it specifically?
Oh shit.
It's like you know what it is,
like
Yeah.
suspicious,
and you know when to use it,
When
but
a
you
wo-
don't know how to explain why that works.
I know how to explain it to someone who speaks English. But
Yeah.
Okay.
But how do you explain it to someone who doesn't know the concept of what this is?
When a word is sus. that's how I would explain it.
Sasu? Sasuって何?
And then I was like, wait, now I have to explain what sus is.
Yeah, what is sasu? What's sasuって何ですか?
Sus is a feeling. Where it's
just a word.
It's weird.
It's weird. How do you explain sus to someone?
Suspicious.
Yeah, it's literally suspicious, guy.
But if
Are you trying to make sus a more of a word than it is?
Yeah, sus makes more sense because it's just a shortening of the word suspicious, right? But like, if you were trying to explain like to someone, it's lit fam, right? Like you're not gonna say like, it's a family that's on fire. Like, no, that's not what it means. It means something completely different to what it actually like drip, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you explain drip to someone who's not an English speaker?
Well, drip is easy to explain. The content, the meaning is just someone who dresses.
But how do you explain why do we use the word drip?
I don't know.
See?
I don't know why we use it, but to me, it just feels right. It makes sense.
Do you have these words in Japanese that come up have like the flavor of the month words and leave?
I mean, yes, but I feel a lot of it is derived from like slang or internet slang that has some, derivation to it that came from like some kind of like meme or whatever.
Right,
a lot of the words are from like 2chan speak, right? Where it's there's some post from fucking
the linguists
1997 that was just like one guy started using it and then someone was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, let's use that.
It's like sometimes in English you just find words like drip where it's like you put on a piece of clothing you've never worn before and it just perfectly fits and you don't know why, but it's just like yeah, that works. Why does that work? I don't know why.
Jamais vu.
Yeah, jamais vu.
not this shit again.
Anyway, I'm sure there are some linguists in the audience that can answer our questions. Yeah. But anyway.
Maybe some polyglots with like 10 languages. Let us know, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, that's been this episode of Trash Taste, boys.
Look at all the patrons, though.
Look at all these patrons.
Hell
right now.
yeah.
They got drip.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But hey, if you like,
they understand what drip is.
They know what drip is. They know what lit fam is. Hey, but if you like to support the show, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. Yeah. But language is hard.
Language is very hard. It doesn't make sense. Language confusing.
No.
My brain hurt.
Brain hurt. All right.
But anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.